Welcome to the TACO Knights podcast. I'm your co-host, Keikoa.
Goat scream. And I'm Ben.
My co-host, Goat Scream. That's where you use the soundboard for that one.
Yeah.
It's going on the soundboard. That's a new motto.
Eventually.
Eventually.
At some point.
When we get the money for it. When we get the money and the budget for it. How you doing, sir? There we go.
There. How long has it been?
2.
2? 3?
2.
This is third week?
3 weeks?
3
No,
weeks? 2 weeks? It's going to sound just like how we left off last time.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's true.
So, if you listen to this podcast sequentially, then time has passed between now and then, and I still feel the same.
There you go. Although you did...
Such anger.
Yes. But how was your Memorial Day weekend? That happened between
Such anger.
then and... There's nothing but rage there.
Rage, just leading into it, and then
Rage.
had a little bit of relaxation, then I came out, went right back into rage. Rage. Rah!
I think there's a machine involved somewhere, and you were against it.
Yeah, that.
Sounds like that.
That.
If
That
you can
happened.
encapsulate it all into one sound, I guess that would be the sound. That's the sound going through your head. Just on loop.
Glad this week is over. That's how I'm feeling.
Ready to be done with it. You made it.
I made it.
It's all worth it. National Donut Day. Oh, is that not what you're talking about?
See, in the past 3 days, I've worked over 40 hours.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
But I got time to do this. Putting time aside for that.
A little bit. Let's carve it out a little bit.
Because this is how I unwind. After I vent.
Yes. It's a little bit off on here. Oh, no, that didn't sound right.
Yeah, right there.
Cut that. Cut that. Cut that. Okay, good. Cut that too. Give it a clean. Keep it clean here. It's too late. What are we in? 3 minutes in? Okay, we're good. I think we made to our clean for all rating. So you've been busy being busy pretty much the whole time. So
much.
biz. So much of the biz.
biz.
I'm glad you're able to make it, though.
Just makes you want to scream, man. Like that.
Like that. That's the new... That's his new call. I think that's... Did you just change your ringtone? To that?
Screaming goats?
Screaming goats.
Screaming goats.
Getting a call. Got the incoming call coming in.
Yeah. What happened? Yeah, what happened? Did that happen? Are we starting that now? Not yet? No? Okay, I can stop it.
Yes, we can. I went there. Yes. We can go there. We can go there.
We're going there.
We can go there. I had to actually... I watched it last week, man? No, I can't remember when I watched it. That must have been the one you asked me if I watched something. And then I forgot I had watched it. I didn't forget the movie. I just forgot when I watched the movie.
Like when?
Yeah, I watched that.
No, it was after we had our last podcast because you hadn't watched it yet. Then.
Right. It was after that. But it wasn't this past weekend because I didn't watch it.
No, it was the weekend.
It was the weekend before that. But it was on the weekend. So it would have been after the podcast. So I watched it. I think I watched it on Saturday after we did the podcast on Friday. So
yeah.
that's why I didn't make it into that one. But I did finally see it. And I was going to talk about it, but then we didn't get to talk about it last week because Biz. But now you can... Well, you haven't seen it for like 3-4 weeks now. You saw it when it came out, so made you wait on that.
True. This is all true.
I'm way behind the curve. But yes, I finally did get to see it. Now I'm just like recalling it in my head. I feel like I need another watch.
I definitely need another watch. I wanted to see in 4DX one more time, but that already came off. And got replaced with Pirates.
Really?
Very quickly, I might add. Because I was talking with someone, and I let them know, saying, hey, I watched in 4DX. It's totally cool. You should totally watch it. Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Perfect.
There we go. Now we're ready.
There's
to
some
start.
good podcasting there.
Totally professional.
There's some good podcasting there. You can tell we're professional.
Where was I? Yeah, so I said, watched in 4DX. It's awesome. You gotta see it. After how I was raving the last time we were podcasting about that.
Yes.
And so she saw it at the El Capitan first, which has the laser projection and the Dolby Atmos sound, so it's technologically superior in terms of quality, I guess.
I guess so. It's those kind of things where, at least for me, I couldn't tell the difference. It's just really big and it looks nice on most screens I see it on, so it's kind of like that fine-tuned difference, for me anyway, between that and something else. So I wouldn't pay, I guess, extra for that.
Yeah.
For that experience.
I think, I definitely notice it, but then you quickly forget about it once
the movie gets going.
Then you're sucked into the storyline, and it's kind of ancillary to everything.
Unless it looks really crappy.
Yeah.
Unless you're like in a $2-3 theater somewhere that's just showing on. That's like, we have a theater.
That's what happened when we watched Beauty and the Beast. Like, someone shot a BB at the screen, so there's that dimple on there. And as it panned, you would not notice it, and then you would notice it. It's like,
I could look
on your forehead.
I can look at nothing else now. Giant screen. I can only see one thing now.
It's a bit distracting.
So that was the experience at El Cap. You
Yeah,
get really, in theory, crisp.
Yeah, and
look good looking.
Yeah, so she totally enjoyed the movie and everything, and then so she had it planned to go see it in 4DX, and I told her, yeah, there's one in Buena Park, there's one in Pico Riviera. And I guess she came on a Thursday, the day before Pirates is supposed to come out, but nowadays they're releasing everything. If a movie comes out or is supposed to release on Friday, the theaters have it Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Right.
So she went Thursday afternoon, but they already pulled it out of the theaters. And nope, we're showing, we programmed it to Pirates now. So, no more.
Quick.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we missed it. Well, at least I got IMAX. Is the only other way to see it.
See, you've been up here. If you can't tell, I'm holding my hand up high. Now you can't go back. You can't undo that.
Now he's holding his hand low.
I'm holding it low. I think I'm making my point here. The best way on a podcast. You've seen it.
I do see
at the top, or the most interactive experience so far, until they beam it directly into your eyeballs. But that's got to be at least a year away. But yeah, you've seen it that way. Although, now that you brought up that Pirates, well, maybe not Pirates. I wonder if Pirates is out now.
It's more splashy.
Right, that's what I was thinking. It's like,
it's all water.
It's all water. It's all, we gotta get it in here as quickly as possible. We'll finally utilize that water thing more often. It'll be sea spray all the time.
Bring a raincoat.
I am actually curious how over the top it could get, because they're like, we can use this a lot, or shall we restrain ourselves?
Nah, 4DX isn't about moderation. It's all about in-your-face everything.
There's nothing about 4DX that's moderate. That is true. When it's
Subtle.
trying to like throw you out of your chair.
What the hell is that? Subtle.
And it shouldn't be, because you're definitely paying a premium for the experience.
Not too much more of a premium, though.
No?
Totally worth the premium.
Worth the premium.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like I was saying before, that the Howard Hughes Center off the 405, on an evening, you could pay like over $20 for one person just to get a seat reserved in the IMAX theater.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest screens out here. Not the biggest, but it's one of the bigger ones. So they do charge a premium. So if you go in the morning, or I think it's like $18, $19 plus some service charge, and if you go at night, I think it actually does cost like $25. And I'd rather take that money to go see it in 4DX, where you get that enhanced experience all the way around.
And it's something, like IMAX. Is the Howard Hughes a true IMAX, or is that a IMAX? I think it's true IMAX.
Yeah, I think that one is true IMAX, because that theater's huge.
Actually, no, I did see one of the Harry Potters there in the IMAX theater. So yeah, that's...
And it's huge.
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 But then beyond that, I think the other one's in like an Irvine or something. The other actual IMAX.
There's the Big Edward in Newport Beach. And then...
Is that closer or further away?
Well, that's going the opposite way. Down south.
From Irvine? I thought Irvine had one.
It's on that border between Irvine and Newport Beach.
Oh, okay. So, somewhere around there they had another IMAX.
And that's where we saw the... Well, not we, but like... I think it was Phil, Dan, and Art. For sure. And we saw Matrix 2... I think it was Reloaded, and then we also saw the prequel trilogy for Star Wars over there.
Is that the lawn chair thing? Oh no, that was something different. Or was it that?
No, they bring tortillas and they start flinging them around in the theater. Tortillas and beach balls.
Fun?
I guess it's a tradition or like a UCI thing. I don't know. I didn't go there.
I don't get it.
Whatever. But yeah, that theater is amazing.
So that's I was thinking is kind of your options is if you want a better experience, because the IMAX experience is crap. So like you either might as well get a regular movie ticket or an actual IMAX screen, which are very few, and now there's the 4DX, which I feel like is that cut above. Yeah, it's the pinnacle.
That's where you want to see it.
Unless you're Carrie or Claudia's parents.
Well, they watched it in there, but I think they're probably not going to want to watch anything else.
I was going to say, they watched it because they didn't know yet. And I told Carrie about it. Now she knows. So I may end up seeing it alone if I go see it in 4D. Or maybe I could convince her to one show before she decides what to do.
Bad. It's on water. It's much smoother.
Yeah. You just rock you back and forth. Back and forth. That'd be weird if it did that. Like if it's like, we're just simulating the boat, and then a bunch of people got sick because they're just like, I didn't make it through the whole movie.
Whoa.
This is not good. It's not good. So I gotta choose my movie wisely because I feel like I only get one shot at bringing her to it. So it gotta be something awesome. Gotta be something worth it.
It can't be the El Torito of movies.
The new scales.
The new scale.
Or actually the always scale. The scale that's always been there from El Torito to authentic.
Right.
On the scale, it can't be an El Torito. It's got to be an authentic. But everyone knows about the scale. But
Even though we talked about it off air.
Yes. By everybody, I meant the two of us.
Right.
Oh, actually, possibly a third person.
Possibly.
Yes. But nobody else.
Shout out.
But so you've seen... Well, you saw Guardians. I saw Guardians. What? I didn't know if you wanted to spoil. Now, I mean, it's been out for a long time now. How you felt about it? Better than the first one? I mean, now it's kind of far out.
Yeah,
so
now that I've had time to sit on it and kind of step back and look at it, I would actually say, yeah, this would edge out the first one. I didn't feel that way in the beginning, but the more I thought about it, it's like, yeah.
So as you got away from it, it actually went up.
Because the first one was a lot more serious, and then this one was way more lighthearted and jokey, kind of.
Well, it seemed like in the front end it was that way, and then it got heavier in the middle part.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one started out heavy, and then got more lighthearted as it went on. Like they had the heavy part somewhere in there. It just moved it to like the middle, because just like, well, we already had the heavy part at the beginning for the first one.
And then, like in the first one, okay, spoiler warning. Spoilers.
There you go. You got your spoiler warning.
Spoilers. They're spoilers all abound.
Turn back now.
It's too late.
Don't turn back now. It's already too late.
So like in the first one, you had that whole scene with Groot where he dies. Spoilers.
Wait.
Kind of.
Oh, you're talking about the first one at the end?
Yeah, at the
Sorry,
end.
I thought you were starting at the beginning. It's like,
No.
Starting at the end, I get what you mean.
Well, that it got heavy right there. So where he dies and you're like, okay, I feel really bad now because he sacrificed himself for everyone. And then in the second one, you have kind of a repeat of that. But a little bit different situation, but just as impactful. And it's like, come on. Come on, man. And I think Drax really stole the whole show, movie, whatever.
Second one?
Second one, yeah. The first one is like, okay, I kind of see where they're going with him, and then the second one is like, okay, they fully developed his character.
Yeah.
Felt the same way?
Yeah, I mean, most of the first one was introduction, so
Yeah.
you could skip that. Now you know what the character is, so you get the humor, because otherwise it might just be weird if you never, like, oh, he takes everything literally, or he only speaks in literals.
Or if you just watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 first without having known anything about or seen the first one at all, you'd watch and be like, this guy's annoying. What the hell?
Yeah.
But when you know everything behind it, you're like, he's hilarious. My nipples, they ache with pain just thinking about it.
See? It does work. They've been watching it and you're like, yes. You're just remembering it and it's making you the happy. So you do like the second one better.
I do like the second one better.
I don't know how I feel.
But you had time to sit on it too.
I've had
Maybe
time
not
to sit
as
on it.
long, but still you had...
No, it was long enough.
Yeah.
Like, it was starting to fade in my mind as I was thinking of newer movies. Although I did, if it's just by the amount of times I watched it, I definitely watched the first one more often.
Well, I think this is more time constraints, though.
That's true. Although, wait, how many times did I see the first one? I think I saw it maybe 2 or 3 times. I took my mom... No, I think I might have seen it 3 times. Because I took my mom to watch it. But I think when she first started watching the first one, she was like, why'd you see... the reason I took her to watch it, it was specifically because of Groot. Because that's kind of her her type of humor like that. She'd find that cute in the first one. So I guess maybe I could take her to the second one. Because now he's cuter.
Yeah. It's even more awesome.
That is true. And think about it. Although now it's just being pushed out of theaters by other things. Which is weird to say because...
Is that someone's toe? You know.
I know. It was good. I liked it. I don't know if I liked one better than the other. I think I liked them both equally because they both had good parts and parts where just like, yeah, there's nothing really happening.
There's character development.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's slowing down, and they both kind of had that at certain points. But obviously, I did see the first one a lot of times, so that's why I'm wondering if I did like it more. I need to rewatch it probably. I need to give it a good rewatch. That's what it is.
All this movie did for me was just make me really want to see them in Infinity War.
Finally coming together with everyone else?
Yeah.
I agree.
And they showed that teaser when they started filming where it was Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt, and Tom Holland. Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. That behind-the-scenes special is like, oh, this is day one of shooting for the next Avengers movie. It's like, oh, it's going to be awesome.
Is that the next one? Or do you have another movie between? Black Panther between? Or do we get that sweet Infinity Gauntlet next?
Spider-Man Homecoming,
which
Thor Ragnarok,
oh
Black
right,
Panther,
Thor.
then Avengers Infinity War.
Actually, I was pretty hyped for Thor, so I don't feel so bad about that. They haven't really done anything so far with Black Panther, but I am pretty hyped for Thor, so okay, I'll wait. Because I do want to see that one, which is weird, because I know we talked about it, I think, before, about the Thor one, but the thought of, like, looking forward to a Thor movie, that's a new one.
It makes me Thor.
I was not feeling Thor 1 or 2. In the 1 or the 2. Neither one of them did it for me. Yeah. I thought they were like the weakest ones of the Marvel. From what I could remember, at least to me, they were the weakest.
I like 2.
It was okay, but compared to other Marvel ones,
yeah.
I mean, not counting the Hulk, because that's no. But like the other ones that had come out post Iron Man, maybe I don't even remember Iron Man 2, but people say it wasn't very good. Maybe it's because I don't remember it because it wasn't good. But for me, at least, the Thor movies have been like, yeah, I want to watch them for completionist purposes because who's going to show up in something else? So I'm like, well, it'll pass the time. But this one coming out, I'm actually looking forward to.
2 was the one where they had the guy with the whip, right?
I remember that part. Like, only one part for Iron Man, right?
Yeah, then that's where they brought out the Iron Patriot. And they had all those suits, like, this is Navy and Air Force and Marines. And
I don't remember any of that. I must have blocked it out or something. I remember the whip guy, like, on a racetrack. I forgot what his name was. But I remember that guy.
Whiplash?
that would work. But then I don't remember any of the rest of the movie. Or if that's at the end of the movie, then I really don't remember. So maybe that's my least favorite because I don't... Or maybe I didn't watch it. I don't know. But either way, Thor I am looking forward to, and that's coming out next. But we talked about that already. Right now, Pirates is out. Well, Pirates just came out last weekend, I think. And because of that, Carrie and I actually did one of our marathons. I said did one of them because we finally did one. we've always talked about doing a Fast and Furious marathon before watching the newest one, which we've said for the past 3 Fast and Furious movies and have not done it. But this time, we're like, okay, there's only 4 Pirates movies. We could do this.
You can totally run to this music. Oh, you mean watching?
Yes. That type of marathon. Although, they are pretty long, actually. Each one's, I think, about 2.5 hours long. So, yeah, I don't think we managed to finish. It took us... We did watch them over 2 days because we don't wake up early. So we watched Pirates Curse of the Black Pearl, which everybody's seen, everyone likes.
Yeah.
It's universally like, yeah, I like that one. And then Dead Man's Chest. That's the one that has Davy Jones and the Kraken in it.
Which, and then everyone's waiting. It's like, say it. Release the Kraken. Yeah!
Yay!
Okay.
That's basically it. And a lot of people say that's where it starts getting worse. Like the pirate movies are on a downhill slope. But I just recently rewatched them, and we felt it was fine. It was a Pirates movie. They did piratey things. It was just about as long, so yeah, it was fine. They were on boats. They shot at each other. They did piratey things. Check. And they had the Kraken. They had Kraken in it, so that was good. You had a pretty cool bad guy in Davy Jones, and he had his own ship, which I can't remember the name of. But ultimately, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as terrible as I can remember everyone saying, or maybe I missed what was so terrible about it.
Keith Richards wasn't in the second one, right? He showed up in the third one?
He was not in that one. He was in At World's End.
Okay, so I did see the third one then.
Right, you were saying you saw that one.
I saw 1, 2, and 3, but I didn't see 4, which is on Stranger Tides.
Right. Well, 3 was kind of the end of the trilogy, because it was a trilogy, or at least it became a trilogy that centered around the Orlando Bloom, I'd say Elizabeth Swan. What I forgot what her name was now off the top of my head, but
Elizabeth Swan?
No, I forgot. Keira Knightley.
Oh,
it was just those two. I was remembering her character in the movie, but it centered mostly around. There's other plots in it, but they were main protagonists in each one of them for the most part. That one had not Blackbeard. The main bad guy actually, because it was actually continuation of Dead Man's Chest. Like it took the pieces. It almost felt like very like Star Wars. Like the second one, Empire, and the third one kind of rolls into Jedi. Like all the bad stuff happens kind of at the end of Empire, and then you watch the next movie. It's like, okay, here's the story now, kind of thing. It's kind of like that, where bad stuff happens at the end of the second one, and then it picks up in the third one. And it's fine. It's fun. They do piratey things. They have more pirates. They got all these piratey stuff. Although, interestingly, I think I worked on the game for that one, At World's End.
Uh-huh.
I think I worked on that game, and when I was watching it, that's the one where they have like the Keith Richards character, but they also have the pirate captains. I think it's that. But they have the Brethren Court, where they have different pirates show up, and they all have to vote on what they're going to do. And they're all kind of different, colorful characters. There's like a Frenchman, and then there's the Chinese madam, and there's basically each one's like, oh, that's an interesting character kind of thing. But the thing I liked about the game, actually, that's not in the movie, is in the game, I think you play a character who actually goes and gets them to come to the Brethren Court in the movie. Like your levels take place where you're like going to see them and convince them to come. So you kind of get actually backstory on each one of them in the game that you don't see in the movie. In the movie, they're just there. You're like, yep, we're all here. So, although I can't imagine that movie being any longer if you actually went through all that stuff. But they did put it in the game, so I thought they made the game interesting. if you watched it with the movie, because then you're like, oh, they went and now they're here in the movie. That's a side thing, but worth playing the game to see the backstory. But the movie was fine. I didn't think it was that terrible, and it ended everything. Had a big piratey battle at the end in like a maelstrom, so they're going down the tube and shooting at each other and swashbuckling, and seems suitably epic.
Arr.
Exactly. So that one was fine. I don't think it was like, oh, it's terrible. No, it's fine. And I was watching them one after the other, so I could have easily got burnt out on them, but no, they were fine. Then you get to Stranger Tides. On Stranger Tides, which I don't even know if I didn't think I had seen it before, because I'm like, I don't think I saw this one before. But then as I was watching it, I'm like, oh, does this happen? And that happened? So I think I had seen it. It just right out of my head. It erased
That's the
itself.
one to find a Fountain of Youth, right?
Right. I was actually telling Carrie, I don't know if it's ironic, but the movie itself is named On Stranger Tides, or On Stranger Tide, or whatever.
On Stranger Tides.
On Stranger Tides, but it's the one pirate movie that spends the least amount of time on the water. A good, like from maybe the halfway point, they're only on the island, and the movie begins in England. There's a little bit of part where they're on the water, but the one movie that's named after like a kind of oceany theme, for the most part, like Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, at World's End, they're all like, oh, they're not really like sea themed, but then you got On Stranger Tides where they spend the least amount of time
on the tides.
So I'm like, and it feels weird. Like that's the one where I can actually say I don't really care for that one, but I think part of it is because it seems less piratey, I guess.
Does that even tie into? Well,
it's separated from the other three.
Well, out of the 5, I wonder if anything draws out of 4. 4 is just, oh, let's try this and make extra money. Like, nope. All right, forget it. Pretend it never happened.
Well, we're still planning to see the 5th one now that we're all caught up. But it was actually still, well, I mean, it only came out last week, so we were going to try to see it on Thursday when we thought other one was going to be watching Wonder Woman. But they were still kind of packed for Pirates. It's only been out a week, so that makes sense. So we didn't get to see it yet. But I will report back, since I have it all fresh in my head, if it ties in with the 4th one. But I get the feeling it might tie in with the first 3. They might have washed away that one, because that came out in... Actually, I'm not exactly sure, but it came out a long time ago. And then there was a big hiatus where they weren't doing pirate movies anymore.
Well, that was on Johnny Depp's terms, because Disney wanted to just totally run with it till nobody wanted it anymore. And he's like, no, this is the last one, and I'll do the 5th one when I'm good and ready.
That's a good choice, too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Stranger Tides did... I mean, it did probably well because Disney Pirates, it probably made its money, but
not as much as they hoped.
Yeah, and I probably critically... Like, even I, who was kind of optimistic on them, like, doesn't think they all suck and they're terrible except for the first one. Even I was like, it definitely feels like the weakest one of them. Like, feels like you could skip that one. And maybe you can. Maybe nothing carries over from the 4th one, so you might actually be able to skip it. But yeah, that's my review, our review, because we both felt the same way of the Pirates.
Wow, that's weird.
What?
So, okay, so this 5th one, Dead Men Tell No Tales, the critics gave it 29%, but the audience score is 71%. That's a pretty big disparity between the two.
Well, I feel like it might fall under sometimes like that bandwagon-ish, like, oh, the Pirates except for the first one are bad. And then the people that actually went and saw it were like, no, it was fine. It was good. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes movies do that, where it's really bad in the...
What about this one? Baywatch, 20%.
What did the people say? Let's see. They're like, Baywatch, that's going to be dumb. I'm just going to rate it low. And people watching are like, Yeah, it's probably dumb fun. It's probably doesn't take itself serious.
I think they said they were doing like a second one, right?
I don't see why not. I mean, it might be you might be going far with it. I feel like it might be. We might have actually seen that one if we had gone to the theater to get our tickets and they were sold out of Pirates. Carrie was joking. Let's go watch Baywatch. I don't know if I'd have a problem with that. It seems like dumb. Even the trailers seemed fun, at least. Like, it was self-aware of what it was. A movie about a TV show that takes place with lifeguards.
You know, when I was at the airport, that's all I saw at LAX.
Like posters for Baywatch? Or like...
Well, it was those kind of video posters.
Oh.
And they had The Rock on there, and I can't remember exactly, but it's just full of innuendo, too. And The Rock just standing there like, hey.
That's what I think I saw in the trailers, too. I'm like, okay, that could be fun. You just got to be in the right mindset. And I don't see how you could not be in the right mindset if you're going to watch a movie called Baywatch. Unless, I guess, you're a critic and you're contractually obligated to watch it and you don't want to. And you're going to hate it because you have to be there.
My only fear would be it's kind of follows that path of Super Troopers, where the first half was really funny, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're making a movie, we got to finish this.
That is a possibility. It could have all the good jokes in the trailer. But I actually watched some reviews on it, like some people that I really do like listen to their opinion, and I don't always agree with them, but even they were saying, yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's not going to win any awards, and but it's still what it is. It's fun. I feel like some of the critics were forced to watch it, and like, I could be doing anything else other than this. But then the people that actually paid for tickets,
like, I don't want to watch this stupid muscly Rock on the screen the whole time, showing off his arms and pecs.
Yeah,
20%.
Yeah, I think it feels like, because I mean, the people actually paid for tickets. I mean, I'm sure some of the critics may have paid for this, but for the most part, everyone in the audience score probably paid for their tickets, and they didn't feel they got like ripped off. So I feel like the audience score is usually what I feel is more accurate in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Baywatch, I'd watch it if nothing else. But it's pretty packed right now. Like, I do want to watch Pirates, so I'll probably watch that soon. But also, what's out now, just came out, just right now, was I love that theme song. This makes me want to go do something, like lift something heavy or block something with my bracers that I don't have. So I just get hit in the arms because I don't have bracers. But yes, this came out this weekend, right? This weekend.
Yesterday.
I mean, just came out, but man, I've been hearing so many good things about this movie.
See, now that one has 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. From critics. And 93% of the audience liked it.
So when it comes together like that, you got something good.
Which makes me wonder what Guardians was.
It's right there.
Where's my mouse cursor? Here it is.
Guardians 2 only
81%
got 81%.
critics, but 90% of the audience liked it.
Still fresh.
I'd have to agree with you. Now that they have this, I tend to ignore all the critics, like their ratings, because for the most part, yeah, you're right. They just want to complain.
I think when it's low, when it's high, for some reason I was like, okay. But when it's low, I'm like, it feels like they rate a lot of stuff low. But yeah, the audience feels like it's strong. And right here, 94%, 93%, they're pretty much dead even for Wonder Woman. And it's from the DC universe. It's DC cinematic. I mean, I don't know if they were expecting this. Like Warner Brothers, I guess. I don't know, because for a while they weren't even. There was like a little thing going on where people were complaining that there wasn't much advertisement for Wonder Woman. Like, you barely saw any billboards or ads or or trailers or anything for it, and people started noticing, and I think they bumped it up. But I mean, when you had Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, I feel like there were ads everywhere for those ones. They were pushing them. But maybe they didn't have as much faith in Wonder Woman. Actually, that's the kind of thing as people have said. That that's why it's taken so long to even have like a female-headed superhero movie. Because it's like, female people won't come out like that demographic, 18 through 34 or whatever demographic. They're not going to come to see this movie with a female lead, I guess is what they were saying somewhere. So it took this long to get. I mean, maybe they did in the past, but for the most part, all I know, it's like Marvel hasn't done it yet. I think they have the Captain Marvel movie coming out later, but even them, they took a long time. Everything before that was all male. So the fact that she comes out and basically has the strongest so far DC movie is.
Did you see that picture of Gal Gadot and Linda Carter together?
Is it just them together in the movie?
No, just them together. And I think it was for the premiere.
No, maybe I might have seen it.
Okay. Well, I saw it on Reddit and like, oh. And then you look at it and like, that's pretty close. Like, same height, about the same build.
I'll be honest, like Linda Carter could almost look like she could still play the same Wonder Woman she played back then.
That's true.
It's weird. It's like, yeah, she kind of looks the same as she did back then.
But I remember when they were like all the critics were complaining in the beginning, like she's too short, she's not muscular enough. She's supposed to be an Amazonian woman. And
she's supposed to be bigger, taller.
And it's like looking at her next to Linda Carter, it's like, no. That's pretty much casting like the next generation.
Yeah.
Or the new generation.
I think some were also Scott because she didn't have a ton of like acting roles under her belt yet up to this point when she was going to be doing this, so she wasn't like a big named actress.
Now she's freaking Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she from what I hear, she just killed it. She just was great, and everyone who said all that stuff, all the people that were saying that stuff, were just like, okay, we were wrong. She's awesome as Wonder Woman.
And not only that, Captain Kirk's in it.
Captain Kirk is in it too, and I would say from what I hear, he does a good job too. But I think Chris Pine's pretty good in everything he does. In every role he does, he's pretty good in it actually. So I think he was going to be. It felt like he was going to be a fine for the most part. But she was the wild card. People were like all over her. It's not going to work. Although you had seen her, I guess spoilers, not really. In Batman v Superman, she's in there, and she's awesome in that. For the small part she's in at the end scene, when she's walking around just as normal, not wondery. She's,
which when we were talking about this, and then comparing that with Justice League, you're like, Justice League still doesn't feel strong as as Wonder Woman.
Definitely, Wonder Woman definitely like pushed that bar way up because Batman v Superman and Man of Steel kind of had it low. It was something was waiting to just jump, just to push it up. Because I mean, it's DC. I usually read more DC than I did Marvel. I tend to like the DC characters, which really sucks that the movies aren't very good. But the source material is strong, so it felt like it was only a matter of time before they got it right. Eventually. I would have thought it was Batman v Superman because you got Batman and Superman. I was wrong there. Somehow you can mess that up.
Your movie dar is off.
No, that was
the Guardians gonna suck.
I stopped saying that
Batman v
after I got it wrong again.
Awesome.
Actually, I never said it was gonna be awesome. I think I was like, I hope it's gonna be. It should be awesome, and I was wrong. So, yeah, I was still wrong. But yeah, that one was not so good. But this one, from what I've heard, I haven't watched it yet. But I was kind of like, Like, the trailer looked fine, but it's like, I don't know. But after hearing everyone talk about it, and everyone I listened to said good stuff about it too, I'm like, okay, well, I'm sold. I want to go watch it, although now it's going to be the hot ticket, so it's going to be... I better get those reserve seats. I don't know if I want to see it in 4D, if it only uses the 4D on this one. Well, for bringing Carrie. Like, I'd want to watch it.
I'm wondering, is it good because it was directed by Zack Snyder?
There is that weird possibility.
It's brighter, too. It's not dark.
From what I hear, yeah, when they're on Themyscira, like, it's bright, vibrant color.
Even the poster is vibrant.
Exactly. I mean, it gets a little like darker and more like the DC ones when they get to London later on, the second half of the movie. But it makes sense for what it is there, because that makes sense for that time period. It's a little bit grimmer, darker. It's World War I. But when they're on Themyscira, it's bright and sunny. And like I said, the poster, color.
And light.
How about that?
Wow.
Wow. Who would have guessed? It's kind of like that, because for Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, they put a filter over it to make it look like that. Like, I remember seeing the video where they removed the filter, or at least, like, I guess maybe canceled out the filter, and they showed the scene of, like, just Superman flying around without the filter, and it looks great. You're like, why would you do that on purpose to your movie? Or I guess if you wanted to make it look grittier, but even then, it just looks. It feels like it just drags it down, but subliminally. Like, the movie starts to make you feel, it feels heavier and feels more of a downer, but you just don't know why. But it's just because of that filter makes it like everything look gray. And internally, you're just like, oh, everything's gray. It feels like. And just that change alone, just adding more color, because the Marvel movies are usually full of color. And just like, I think, I didn't even think of that as such a big deal, but now it really obviously is. I mean, obviously you still got to have a good story, and Batman v Superman was kind of dumb in a lot of parts that didn't need to be. So, I mean, even adding color to that probably wouldn't have saved it. But I'm glad that this is where it is. So hopefully, because before they came out with Man of Steel, the joke with Warner Brothers was like, well, Batman is successful, and Batman movies are dark and gritty. Hence, dark and gritty movies are what people want. Profit. Something like that.
Logic.
That was the joke, actually. You didn't really think they were going to do that, because it's like, oh, we're doing Superman next. Like, okay, you're going to do Superman. Superman's... Hell, he gets his power from the sun. It's all... So most of his stuff is usually bright and, you know, the opposite of Batman. It's all bright and sunny. It makes you feel good. Gives you hope. But apparently it wasn't a joke, and they actually ran with the... It's got to be gritty and darker and, you know, more brooding. You know, like Batman. Except it's Superman. Or it's Superman confusing himself and thinking he's Batman. Possibly.
Are we going back to the DC animated?
Oh, we can't. No, we can't go there, because those are actually good. Those, they get separated. It's kind of like the TV shows.
That one crossover one where Superman did become Batman for a while. That was awesome.
See, the animated, those are fine. Those are good. So are the TV shows good. They've had time to develop their characters. They've had a lot of time to develop theirs. So much so that when I saw the Flash in the movies, I'm like, well, you already got a great Flash who's got a whole ton of backstory and people like him. Well, we don't have to use that guy. We'll go with a new one who, unknown. He might be great. If I call him bad, you know, he's going to be awesome. So maybe I should say he's going to be bad.
Well, like with the Justice League, Zack Snyder stepped down because of like family tragedy. Yeah, tragedy. So
yeah, that's
Joss
sad.
Whedon took over, and people were like, "Oh, so the movie's gonna take a new direction now, and it's gonna become brighter and have more of an Avengers feel to it, like Avengers 1."
Right.
And
You'd
they're
hope.
like, and then they said, no. Read the article. It's like everything's pretty much done. Joss Whedon's pretty much just buttoning everything up. He's not reshooting anything. There's no new characters going to be introduced.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
He's just making sure everything's tied up in a nice bow.
And then people are like, oh.
But, however, I wonder if the success of Wonder Woman does change some of that. Like, if it causes reshoots, not because he's on it now as a director, but you've got, well, in theory, you already could have looked at Marvel and saw what was popular, but let's just say they got their own movie that's super popular now, and they decide to take some cues from that to change up Justice League.
They were saying, like, it's headed towards $100 million opening weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Which is huge.
Everyone loves it.
Huge.
And everyone there's a ton of people that just wanted to like the DC movies. People who read comics. They're like, oh, well, Marvel's awesome, but I want DC to be awesome. Some people just giving up hope. Some people just won't watch it. Won't watch it because the DCs have just let them down every time. I don't know if that's going to change because of this one, but hopefully it does kind of. Well, I said Zack Snyder's not. Well, Zack Snyder already did work on Justice League because, like you said, it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
But everything can be redone because now she's a big thing and she's going to be in Justice League. I wonder maybe now that she's so popular coming off this movie, if you increase her role somehow, like maybe she had less of a role in Justice League, even though that wouldn't make any sense, but sense making doesn't really line up with DC all the time, so, or with Warner Brothers specifically. But now she's popular, like more of that, less of the thing that doesn't work, whatever that is.
What's your mom's name? Aqua Martha. Welcome to the Justice League.
Yes, less of that, more of the other. But yeah, so this is good. I'm so happy that they finally have a win. Hopefully they can keep it going. Hopefully it doesn't take a nosedive during. I think Justice League is the next one out for DC.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen from the trailers, I get that hopeful feel I got from watching the Batman v Superman trailers, because like, ooh, it's the Justice League. But then I feel almost exactly the same way as I felt about those, where I really liked the trailers, and then when I watched the movie, I was completely bummed out. So I feel like it's going to take the same arc. Ooh, these trailers are pretty cool. And then the movie just depresses me. I hope not.
So it should be more like a Guardians movie.
I mean, it doesn't have to go that far. I mean, it doesn't have to just copy, but it definitely can't do what it's been doing. What they have been doing, which it feels like if you line them up like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and now Justice League, one of these things doesn't look like the other, at least from the trailers I've seen from Justice League and then the other three movies. Like Wonder Woman seems to stand out because if you remove that and you could just line up Justice League and it looks kind of the same style, which makes sense because it was directed by Zack Snyder, so of course it's going to feel the same way. Just kind of push on through till people like it, apparently. I don't know. I mean, it's sad what happened to his family, but the movies themselves are a separate entity kind of thing. They are their own thing, so I can separate those two things. I'm sad for him, I hope everything works out in the end, but the movies themselves, that has kind of less to do with that. More, it's like that's what your vision was. We need a new vision. That might work in a different movie, like a Sin City type movie.
Yeah,
but not every movie can be Sin City-ish kind of thing, dark and gritty. So hopefully
they can be like Kingsman, dark and awesome.
Dark and awesome. There you go. So, yay, Wonder Woman. Cautiously looking forward to Justice League. Hopefully they keep the streak going. Don't drop the ball now. No going back.
He's like, your standard has been set by Guardians. Now you're like, what can topple that this year?
Well, the Guardians, Marvel I only compared to Marvel only because it was unfair to compare DC to Marvel. It's like they're not even running the same race.
They got movies and now they got rides.
They weren't running this. It was unfair to compare Marvel versus DC because DC was like missing a leg and an arm and still trying to win by putting those out. So I only judged Marvel versus Marvel. So it would have been Guardians and
shove the
Thor.
movie into Disneyland too, where DC you're kind of stuck with Magic Mountain. You're like,
yeah. If you go beyond that, yeah.
Have you gone on Mission Breakout?
Which one's that?
The one that replaced Tower of Terror.
Oh, is that what's
Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. That's the full official title.
I have not. But that did just open, though, right? This week?
Friday before Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, so it's been open a week now.
Yeah. And it opened up to 3 to 5 hour lines.
I waited longer for cars in the sun.
Yeah.
So I've been there before. And
Saturday, it was the official public opening, and the lines went up to like 6 hours.
There we go.
Like, really?
Where does a line like that go?
All the way down Hollywood Boulevard and into the main street area, their Buena Vista Street, and then down towards the gate. I think.
That still seems short. I feel like... Oh, well, actually, no.
It's
the
a long
Hollywood.
walk.
I guess so. I was thinking maybe same way, but instead of going towards the gates, at that part, it kept going into, like, towards the Grizzly River Run. Just went down that way towards the Grand Californian. But then you'd have this weird wall of people right in front of the park. So maybe not the wisest way. But I thought that would have been funny. But
they got a new set of music on there. 6 different songs. So it's randomized. So you have to write it probably more than 6 times. 6 if you're super lucky. And you're like, it was different every time, and I saw all 6 of them, so I don't have to go write it again. Does
the music changes also...
What happens changes too.
Oh. That's a way to get some longevity out of that ride.
So I think I should run through some of the music in this article then.
Yeah. Do it.
First one, see if you recognize this.
Mm-hmm. Hit me with your best shot by... I was going to say Joan Jett.
Pat Benatar.
I knew it was wrong, but for some reason I had that in my head, but that's on I Love Rock and Roll. But yeah, I'm not very good. This is kind of outside my normal idea.
No, it's Bonnie Tyler.
I need to wait.
She did I Need a Hero.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that one.
You know, Short Circuit too.
Which is weird because every time I see... That's what I think of. Hero. But apparently it's on the Footloose soundtrack. Like when I listened to it on Spotify, I was like, oh, I'm listening to that song. I was like, Footloose?
The first thing that comes in my head is Johnny Five chasing...
Yeah. That's the scene. I'm like, isn't it Footloose? What? Nah, Johnny Five.
He's like, you will not get away. I forgot what his name was, too. The guy was chasing.
Oscar.
That's it.
I still got some up there.
Tip of my tongue is like,
yeah. It's got some useless information up there. Mostly useless.
Elevation. I need more elevation. And he shoots his little dart thing. Then Tarzan's across and brings him back.
I gotta rewatch that again now.
Me, Tarzan. You busted.
I just watched the end part because knowing now what I didn't know then, I don't know if I could watch the whole thing without cringing. Like,
I think that makes it more fun to watch.
it might be true. I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was younger, actually. So maybe it's due for a rewatch.
It holds up.
Bold statement, my friend. Certain parts hold up. Maybe like a director's cut or a politically correct cut of the movie.
Then it just won't be entertaining at all. Not at all. Poor Johnny Five.
I was thinking it too. I was like, who's going to do it? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be him? It's like, I can't do it. I didn't stop my co-host from doing it, though.
His name is Ben.
Okay, there we go. So he's had that in his back pocket for a long time. Long time.
Yeah. So that was the first song. Second song, I've queued this up a little bit just because it's got a long intro.
I hate that. Pet peeve.
Yeah.
Well, long intros when you're listening to songs, like, just get to the part I like.
Where's the chorus? The part that I know.
Yes, that's how I want.
And this is how it goes.
The funk?
Give up the funk.
Give up the funk?
Parliament's
Funked Up.
Yep.
I remember the band, but I couldn't remember what the name was because I'm like, it's one of those lines, I think, but I don't remember which one it is. This is in the...
That's one of the songs.
From the ride.
From the ride. Give up the funk. Parliament.
Okay. It wasn't in the movie, though, right?
No.
Okay, so they have their own thing.
Yeah, for these ones, they picked another set of songs, and they had some help with the director. What's his name? My brain's a little frozen. I've been working many hours.
Right. James Gunn?
That's it.
Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha.
It's like Gunn something.
Something. Ronald Gunn.
Sure.
Yes, that sounds right.
And gun. What?
Got it.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah, so I'm like looking down the list and I'm like, I wonder how this is going to play out. But supposedly from the reviews that I've been seeing, hearing about, reading about, everyone's saying it works out pretty well. Like every scene, no one has seen all 6. That on the mainstream sites that I follow, someone on their personal blog probably has their own opinion somewhere. But from what I've seen so far, it's kind of hard to judge, but the general reaction's been positive. Okay, so next song should be an easy one.
I know, but I can't. For some reason, the name's escaping me now. It's catching now.
Get your motor running.
Okay. Is it Back to the Bone? Or...
Getting closer.
Yeah, I feel like
get
it's...
confusing with Married with Children.
Yes, that was what popped in my head for some reason. The first thing I was like... Then I started thinking about Al Bundy, and then I was all gone. Let me see. Which one is it? Oh. Born to be...
Wild.
But I don't know who sings it.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I wasn't going to guess that one.
Come on.
I
know it's on my playlist.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously iconic. I just can't. Definitely your wheelhouse. Anything that gets a little further out there, I think you definitely know better than I do. Okay, it seems, but I'd like to listen to this on the ride.
And I can see how this would be really catchy too, and how that would fit really well in the ride.
Yeah, you want something nice,
especially
and
if you're like focusing on the chorus, because it's such a really short ride.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like really short ride.
It's like you have music and you're dropping, and like ride's over. All right, what?
Yeah,
what? That's it. It was cool. I heard music. I know that chorus.
We just played the chorus.
So next song, I think you'll get this right away. Totally. You better.
Oh. I'd like to listen to this one on. I'd like to listen to all of them on the ride, but 6 times on the ride, at least. I might kill Carrie.
It's like, you didn't hear this one yet. We got to keep going until we hear it.
I was joking with her, like, I think we're only going to get one ride with you on it. Like, I don't really care for the dropping rides, but I like the theming of Twilight Zone. That's what got me to get on that ride. Because otherwise, if it would just been the one without the theme, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, I always hated that we got the short end of the stick for that. Like, Walt Disney World had the best version, like the original and the best, with that 5th dimension room. Where you would load in one area and you'd unload at a different area. So that it wouldn't break the illusion of, oh, you're in a real elevator. And then all of a sudden it pushes out. Like, what? Like,
I'm wondering,
don't do this.
It was weird too, though, because I'd ridden ours first and then ridden the one over there. But I think I kind of like ours, the way they have it with the stars and stuff. But I think it's because I don't quite remember the Walt Disney World one as well.
The Walt Disney World one, you start off and you load in the elevator, and it behaves like a normal elevator. So it just, door closes, you go straight up. You're not walking through a hallway into an elevator. You just, doors open, and there's the elevator. You go in, you sit, buckle up, goes up, doors open, closes, goes up again, another show scene. And then after that, you hit the 5th dimension room, and then you come out of the elevator shaft, and you kind of weave through the 5th dimension room. And then you hit the end of it, and then you drop. You have all those random drops. And then when you drop down, you unload. You're in a different part of the building from where you originally went on. And then it goes back and it resets into the original load position for the next group. So the illusion of it being an elevator is fully held up until you reach that 5th dimension room where you're like, whoa, this is weird. And ours, it just breaks illusion right away, because first you have to cross into a hallway. Elevator doors open, and then you walk into a hallway to another set of elevator doors, and then you sit down in the elevator. And then it pulls away from the wall, and you're like, okay.
Well, I like that part. That's one of my favorite parts of that ride. Not because of its theme to the Twilight Zone. So when it does that, I like that star feel that appears when you're being pulled back, because it feels, at least for that part, it feels like you're entering the Twilight Zone. You're like, you're falling backwards into the Twilight Zone, although you're just really working your way back into the shaft so you can do the thing. You're just working the shaft at that point. But before you get to there, I like how that illusion works. But that's only because of the theming. I'm like, ooh, I like that stars, like you're falling back into the Twilight Zone, and then things happen. But that's just me. And apparently Japan, because they actually use ours.
Well, we got it from Paris, which got
Paris
the cheaper version.
Got the cheaper
and then
version first.
Everyone took their version, so the more expensive, bigger footprint Walt Disney World version.
Which is weird, because the one in Tokyo Disney Sea, their tower in general is huge. It's It looks like an actual hotel could be in
But
there.
I don't think that one's themed to Twilight Zone, though,
It's
right?
not themed to Twilight Zone.
So that's a little bit of a difference.
But it uses the same mechanism, just a different theme. But it still has the same. You load in, you pull back, you're in the chute, and then you unload. It's not like it has the space. It seems like if you look from the outside, the freaking thing's huge, like the Walt Disney World one. But they don't use that one. They use the smaller, compact one for.
So now we all have different Tower of Terrors.
Well, theirs is it was all in Japanese one, but theirs is themed around. You're in this old guy's mansion who was an explorer who went all around the world and found this idol in Africa, probably, and it was haunted, or was possessed by a spirit, cursed, and then he brought it back to the house, and then he mysteriously dies, and then essentially it's the cursed idol is taking you for a ride now because you're in the house and it's in control of the elevator. I get it because probably Twilight Zone's not a thing in Japan, so they came up with their own thing.
Now they're going to be like, we want Guardians too, but we don't want it to look like pipes and satellite dishes.
It would be weird, and like I said, their tower is really it's beautiful. Like it looks like an actual hotel, although technically in their storyline it's a mansion, but it looks like it's an actual functional place you could stay at because it's that big. But then the ride inside is obviously smaller because it's like, why would they use this one? Is what kept running through my mind. Why not use the Walt Disney World when you got the space? Because actually everything at Tokyo Disney Sea is really big. The whole park's huge, so it was weird that they shorted on that one. But whatever, now they'll get Guardians and everyone will be happy. Maybe.
Song number 5.
Number
Speaking
5.
of Guardians.
Back to Guardians. Sorry about that. Little distraction. This. I don't know the name of the song off the top of my head.
You know the group?
No. Who is it?
What?
Who is it?
Edgar Winter Group.
Oh, I definitely wasn't going to get that. Maybe the title I'd have a shot at, but...
Yeah, you'll get the title once we hit the chorus in here. This one has a kind of long lead-in to the chorus, too. Sort of. There it is.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that, actually. I wouldn't have thought of that. But whenever I hear this song, actually, I think of the Drew Carey Show.
Okay.
Which is weird. Well, because I guess they're... in one of the episodes, they're like stripping for, I guess, to make extra money or something. I forgot what the thing was, but at the end of the episode, they do it. They're in the not courtroom, but in front of the city council because they're brought before the city council because of zoning or something like that, and they do a strip thing, the choreographed strip thing to this song. So that's stuck in my head, and then they take off their underwear at the last shot. And they're like covered up by their microphones because they have microphones that they put behind them to be tastefully like when they do the freeze shot at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
It's just them with their hands up and then the microphones are
I remember
covering that. Yeah. That's the one that every time I hear the song, I remember that scene. Even though that's really weird. I think it's from something else though, but it's like from the Full Monty. It's the thing it's really popular from. Like it's the thing they were making. They were parodying in the Drew Carey Show, but I've never seen that movie, so I have no connection to it. So now I only refer to the Drew Carey Show. Although I watched the Drew Carey Show when it was on syndication.
All right, so song number 6.
That one was a little... I guess so. I guess it depends on which version of it I was on. Maybe it's cues up really well.
Right.
Because the ABC felt like it was more fun in general for it. But you gotta go on the ride. Gotta go on the ride, see what it's like.
And it's a free ride.
Free ride. Ah, see what they did there. It's not a free ride, though. You paid a lot of money.
Ass, grass, or gas.
Nobody rides for free.
So this, number 6,
Number 6.
I'm pretty sure I'll get this right away too. I'll right off the first note. Confidence in your ability.
Yeah. Is this the original version?
Elvis Number One Hits.
Maybe I'm not used to hearing that intro. Maybe I'm just used to hearing it from the right beginning, because I'm not used to hearing that intro. Actually, it's funny because I think I'm used to hearing it on the Lilo and Stitch soundtrack.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say it like,
like
now that I think about it.
It's like, is this more familiar for you?
Yes. It's so wrong too, but it's
Disney.
I listen to the soundtrack so many times because it's my favorite movie that it's the one it's stuck with me. Like, that's the one that will play if anyone refers to it. Is this one? Obviously, it's not the Elvis version. It's definitely a cover, but
who's that? Elvis.
Basically, most of the Elvis songs I really do know, I think a lot of them are on the Lilo and Stitch soundtrack. Except for a few others.
True.
But most of them are also on the Lilo and Stitch soundtrack.
I like the Lilo and Stitch soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of Elvis songs, technically.
Yeah.
Or covers of Elvis songs, so... Which makes sense for the movie. But yeah, I listen to that a lot, so... This is the one I remember hearing all the time. That's just weird hearing the actual, correct, original one, not the cover of it. My favorite's the cover. Blasphemy.
What are you talking about? Come on.
It's the best version. It's the only version. Is it Winona Judd?
Yeah.
Sings this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the end theme for the movie. It's the one that plays before the credits. Where they're doing the montage.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes me.
It's kind of like what you were saying about this song, too. You forget the original. Because you've...
A long, long time ago, in a galaxy
Well, apparently,
far
what's his
away,
name?
Naboo was a
Don McLean.
Forgets it too.
Harry and Qui-Gon Jinn
Because it's so good. It's just like,
Federation into maybe
I will sing this while American Pie is playing.
very
Over
fancy things
those
thrill
ones.
us.
And then it's like,
They lock
no,
the doors
he's
and
doing it
try
wrong.
to kill us. We escape from
And
that
even
gas.
Don McLean
Let
agrees,
Jar
because
Jar
he's
give
like,
us nass.
wait,
We
no.
took
No.
Mongo
Wait.
from the scene and we went to
I remember, like,
Bye, this here Anakin guy.
no, wait. No.
Maybe Vader someday. Wait. Oh no, I'm singing my song.
I remember when we were hanging out in Vegas. I remember this started playing. I think we were in New York, and our significant others were with us. I don't know if you can actually feel someone rolling their eyes.
I did.
Yeah, me too. So, that really? Yeah, they married us. So, even though we were singing this song, because I don't even know if this was the version that was playing. It might have been American Pie, actually.
No, it was American Pie.
It was American. Okay, so yeah, so we were just singing this song over that song because that's the kind of people we were. We got to see the
Were?
concert. Oh,
Still
sorry,
are.
but you didn't get to see it all because you.
I was trying to find the phone
technical, the weirdest technical difficulty ever. So you didn't get to see, but you get to see this part though, right? When you did this song at the end, I think you just missed everything in the middle.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I saw the end and finished strong.
Yes, that was the
Strong.
part I wanted you to see because I was like, Ben needs to see this part because this is the best part. Yeah, it needs more of this. But yeah, this is, like you were saying, definitely the version of the song that I 100%, not even or if I hear the other version, like, oh, this is American Pie, isn't it?
Well, I think that's true for you and a lot of Weird Al covers. When you hear something that he covered, you're like, that's not the version I like.
It is weird. It's weird also because it's polka ones, like the ones that he makes the polka melodies out of pop songs. A lot of the songs, I only heard the Weird Al version in like a short snippet, so that when I hear it, like the actual right song on the radio, it's like, they're not singing that correctly. It's not all sped up and there's not enough accordion. It happened with a lot of songs that I did, because I didn't listen to the radio that often. Because when he does this in his concert, he does this song and Yoda, like as a medley.
But it's catchy.
It is. He actually, you know, he actually wrote the song without seeing the movie. He wrote the song before the movie came out, based on what he had heard from people about the movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh, guy's a genius. It's like, that's close enough, probably. And yeah, it works. That's ballsy.
Did he release it before or after the movie came out?
I think he might have released it before, or it might have come out around the time where it was recorded and everything was done.
I have this album.
Running with Scissors? Yeah.
I have the CD. What's a CD?
You have to explain that. No, not to our listeners. I think everyone on here knows what that is.
What's a Zune?
Nobody knows what that is. No one from any generation knows what that is.
Until now.
Until now.
I'm still here and he's a ghost. I guess I'll train this boy.
It's like, now you just gotta let it finish.
I was singing.
So if you haven't seen Weird Al in concert, definitely worth checking out Weird Al in concert. I think I might have talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm reiterating, even if you don't listen to Weird Al like us, it's actually just a really entertaining show. Just fun to watch. So even if you don't even know any of the songs, it's just fun to watch him on stage. So do yourself a favor and go check him out if he's in concert. Although now I think he's even more popular because I think his last CD was actually mainstream, not just for nerds anymore. That's it. That's the whole.
And you can totally sing along to that too.
It is sing-alongable.
Which is funny because the other thing that I also tend to do, the original Star Tours. So I'll kind of go along with everything of that. Even like they had the soundtrack for Star Tours, the ride, on one of the Disney CDs that they were selling. And you have Paul Rubens' character of...
Welcome aboard. This is Captain Rex from the cockpit. I know this is probably your first flight.
And it's mine too.
Well, it looks
So
like
I
we're
can
going
quote
to
the
have a
whole
smooth flight
ride,
to Endor, so I'll
beginning
go
to
ahead and
end.
open the cockpit shield.
Like some kind of.
Still the best version ever.
It did have a lot of
They're
heart
loading
to
our
it.
navigator R2D2,
Now it's just
and then we'll be on our way.
there.
So
It's
sit back,
good,
relax, and
but there's
enjoy
just
the
some
flight.
kind of a connection. with this
Especially when you
one.
get into the main parts, it's like, we're caught in a tractor beam.
Star Tours. He's off on your main thruster, because that's how you get away from a tractor beam.
Comets. Comets.
Copy 120.4.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, this code.
It's all there.
45, you're going the wrong way. Stop immediately.
Break.
Brakes! 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 Where are the brakes?
I think we talked about, but there's someone did a VR recreation of the ride from start to finish of the original, the classic one.
I gotta get that.
I think I meant to tell you about that because I'm like, this is definitely This is definitely Ben's thing.
But I got a different phone now, so I don't have the
Now you just have to buy
Google
Vive
Cardboard
or
or
now you have to go full VR. It's worth it. Do it for Star Tours. I bought this whole thing. Cost me like $2,000-$3,000, but it's worth it.
Star Tours.
Classic Star Tours. It's the original. When did Star Tours come out? The original one. Was it 90? Well, I think it was in the 90s. I don't know what part.
May 20, 2011.
What? Really?
That was the reboot of it.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah, January 9, 1987.
87?
87.
Wow. Wow.
What are you doing here? This is a combat zone. It's restricted.
Ease off on your main thrusters.
Man, I can't imagine this back in 87.
That's why it was so awesome.
Blowing people's minds. This was the Guardians Galaxy of then, with the 6-hour line, maybe.
But this is an original ride. Something no one's ever seen before. Military grade simulator.
I actually kind of want to watch the, like, I wonder if they had opening ride videos of it. Like, have you seen the ones for Splash Mountain?
No.
They had a whole show dedicated around the opening of Splash Mountain. It was really cheesy. And they had crowds and, like, we're going to go on it first, and a dance number for Splash Mountain. So I wonder if they had one for Star Tours.
Splash Mountain opened later.
Yeah, a news report on it. Oh, never mind. There's something for that too.
Yep, 1989.
This one says I went on YouTube. Disneyland 1987 Star Tours opening. Oh, that's a state fair. That's weird. Oh, they have a commercial. It's always weird seeing those. This is 1987. Cutting. Oh wow. I can't believe it's that old. Thought it was in the 90s, but wow, that's impressive.
Hey, sorry folks. Sure to do better next time. Was my first flight and I'm still getting used to my programming.
We do hope you enjoyed your tour and will come back soon. Now please unlatch your safety restraints by pressing the release button on your left.
They should totally have an option to ride the
Please check
original.
to make sure you have your
Take one of the simulators off and be like, oh, if you want to see the original, this is this line.
Which line is it? It's the long one. What if they do that for an anniversary? I was trying to think of what anniversary that'd be coming up. It's like,
I wonder if they do it when Star Tours Land opens up.
it's gonna be weird too, because it's gonna be over there in Tomorrowland, and then Star Wars Land's gonna be on the other side of the park.
They should do like a people mover, but theme it to like a speeder bike. Then you get on and you get dropped off. You go behind the scenes, and then you get dropped off in a Star Wars Land. It's like, ooh.
They should do that and call them rocket rods.
Or like, you're gonna go through hyperspace now.
Like, and then you fall off.
Ah.
Well, you're talking about that Star Wars hotel.
Yes.
You'd be part of that. You take the speeder bike out, boom, you're right there.
They should have Weird Al like open the land for them. It's probably gonna be John Williams.
Who cares about that guy? Okay, I do.
I met him in a swamp down in Dagobah where it
I didn't know that Weird Al sang this when I first heard it, because I think I didn't have the tapes, or at the time it was probably tapes.
Yeah.
These CDs? No, it was tapes. So I didn't have the tapes.
I heard this on Radio Disney. Remember that? Radio Disney AM 710.
Is that not around anymore?
Well, it's 11:10 now.
Oh.
They kind of play more pop music. Where when it first came on, they played a lot of this and a lot of kind of remixes of music that were more kid friendly. So like Lou Bega came and re-sang his song.
Well, that guy was just singing it for everything. You got a product? I got a song. I can repurpose that for anything you got. When that was big, because it was everywhere. And I didn't know also that it's actually a parody song. I didn't know that until
Disney's Mambo number 5?
No, not that one. This one, Yoda, is a cover. I didn't know that for like until, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I had no idea it was a parody of a song.
Lola?
I didn't know. I'd never heard it before, so I thought it was one of those ones that he just, sometimes he just does songs.
Well, that's pretty good.
Original songs. So I'm just like, oh, and then I finally heard Lola. I'm like, oh, I get it now. It's a parody of that, just saying Yoda. I still like it. But now I feel less or more in the loop. Because I had no idea before.
True. Yo 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 Yoda.
So he does. I think this is the last song he does at his concerts. This is how he ends his concerts. This is part of the encore too. Like he does his set, and he always does The Saga Begins, and then he does Yoda as the big ending, because everyone's into it. Everyone's singing along for The Saga Begins, and then Yoda. It's simple, and it repeats a lot, so you'll get the hang of it before the song ends.
Yoda. And he's putting their lighters in the air, or cell phones.
It's perfect for that one.
People recording with the light on, and just swinging their phone around. Why is this video so shaky?
I'm getting seasick watching this.
Oh.
It's good times. I'm sorry you didn't get that great an experience at the Weird Al concert when we saw at the Greek Theater.
I got most of it. It was all good.
Although it is kind of better, I think, before when he was just doing when he wasn't promoting a new CD, because then he just did all his old hits,
like the ones that everyone knows.
Exactly.
Wow, it's so old. 2011.
Is it only that old? It feels older. It feels like it'd be late 90s. Maybe early 2000s, but... wait. Oh, this is the edited version. I see.
He even did a video for it, too.
I remember this version, too.
Oh, that just didn't transfer over. Oh, well, you get the idea.
Yeah, it was all over the place, that song. It's fun, but it's like, at the time, you're like, holy crap, really? Definitely reached the end of my patience. So what else have you heard about the ride? Yeah. I can see what you did there.
What were we saying?
What'd you hear about the ride? Like the
Oh.
songs and stuff.
Yeah, just all good stuff.
Hmm?
Makes me want to go, but I really don't want to deal with those crowds, especially when I saw the reports of the weekend before Memorial Day, because I think that was grad night weekend on top of the last weekend for people who bought the 3-day pass for $150. It expired that weekend, so you had that plus the annual pass holders. Everyone flooded the parks, so everything had a line.
Did they close it down? Did it get to capacity?
They restricted entrance to those who already entered earlier in the morning. So if you didn't enter early in the morning, you're kind of screwed out and you had to wait for people to leave before they'd let you in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's happened before.
And they're totally using switchbacks for Peter Pan and Pinocchio and Snow White, and like Fantasyland was full.
Fantasyland.
The Rivers of America in front, where it's big stage to hold all those people who want to watch Fantasmic, that was full. The line had a switchback for Pirates going all the way back towards Haunted Mansion, and Haunted Mansion was coming out towards Pirates, and then they kind of go into that fountain area by the train station, and just people weren't moving, and then they had lines intersecting lines or bisecting other lines. So they had cast members there kind of saying, stop, go, okay, moving traffic, keep going, okay, stop, continue the line. It was bad.
Usually my
Winnie the Pooh, you had to wait
sign-
like more than half an hour or something like that.
is if there's a long line for pirates. That's a bad sign.
Which
That's
doesn't
my
make any
usually
sense,
mine.
because you could just go at nighttime and walk on.
Oh yeah. Pro tip. Not even a pro tip, just if you're ever wandering around Disneyland when it's closer to closing.
Everything's a walk on for the most part.
Is it
except
now
Peter
still?
Pan.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I wonder these days, though, because I've stopped going for the most part. I don't even get an annual pass anymore because it feels like it's just not worth it. Even if I do find time to go, I was like, there's just too many people here. Too many people for this park. It needs more space. And then when Star Wars hits, I so want to go, and I so don't want to go. I can't even imagine how it's going to be. And it's going to be
So crowded.
like at
This
least
summer.
for the Guardians one. I mean, like I want to go on it eventually, but the Star Wars stuff, I'm really going to want to see that stuff. I'm really not going to want to see it with all the other people there. Maybe not day one.
And Star Wars Land is still more than a year away.
Is it 2018? 2019?
Yeah, it was supposed to be end of 2018. They pushed it out to 2019.
Oh. It's been a while since I've been near the park, so I haven't seen where they're currently at in their construction.
Well, they have one massive show building for the Battle Escape attraction.
Battle Escape?
Yeah, it looks cool, huge. Land is too small for what they're trying to do in there. And how many people are going to want to go in there?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, as soon as you come in the gate, you're like, what's this for? Star Wars Land? Alright, I guess I'm just going to stand here all day. Make your way down. We're in the hub. We're getting closer.
You've made it to the hub.
We're at the Rivers of America now. I can feel it. Almost there.
I think I see something. I think I might see it. Nope, that's not it. They wanted to make sure I would not see it before, and because it might just ruin it for me.
Yeah.
It's going to be so bad. But so good, but so bad.
So what else did you do on Memorial Day?
Let's see. On Memorial Day, we went to. Oh, wait, did I see? Wait, did I see a movie? What the heck did I do? Well, I know one thing I did was went down to Hermosa Beach for their Hermosa Fiesta. What they were having, it's like a street fair? No, street vendors. There you go.
Go on.
And then they have food and musicians playing at like the ends of like the streets because it's on the street. They block off the street, and they have a bunch of vendors come up on both sides of the street, and you're just walking down, purchasing their wares. Although nothing was there for me, so I was mostly there for the food. Yeah, I got a I think it was a mahi taco. Just one. $6. Not even like not two of them. In the picture there were two and it said $6. So I thought I was getting two, and then it's like, oh, you want one? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And it's like, that'll be $6. I'm like, damn it, I'm too committed now to say no. So I got it. It wasn't even that good. It was small. Got a little ripped off on the taco. But I also got monster fries, which had like fries with pulled pork and barbecue sauce and coleslaw. I think it might have had... Oh, and they were garlic fries, too. So they already started out pretty good. So that ended up being my lunch. But yeah, I tried to get some walking in, looked at the vendors. It was mostly like...
Chill time.
Yeah, people like that make... Or, well, some of them are people that like make crafts and stuff in their spare time, and they sell their wares because they got that kind of time. Yeah, it's pretty chill. Although, what sucked was their their parking. Oh, boxing, yeah. Their parking lot, where they told you to park on the website, was really far away from the venue, which is fine because it had a shuttle. But they had one shuttle bus to take. One smaller bus, not like a full-size like city bus or something.
You take the short bus.
Practically. And so, but they only had one, so it had to travel all the way to the venue, drop the people off, and then drive all the way back. It didn't even take the most direct route, because maybe buses weren't allowed on the side streets. I can only guess. So it had to drive all the way down to a main street, take the main street down to the kind of near the beach, and then drive back the direction it came from to get to the drop-off point. So, and then they only had one bus. So, it'd be about 30 minutes before it'd come around again. Ish, maybe longer. And didn't even have its own, like, oh, bus come through here, like, so it's a little quicker. Nope, it's in the regular traffic as everyone else, so. That was like...
So how long did it take you to get from the parking lot to...
I'd say time spent in travel, maybe an hour-ish.
And you're standing?
You're just standing, waiting in line for the bus to show up again. And the line just got really long. And when we were leaving, there was a pickup. It was on the other side of the street. When we got off the bus, they pointed over to the other side and go, okay, that's where the pickup was. It's on the other side. And we look over, and there's a school bus over there, like a bigger school bus. I'm like, okay, well, for some reason, they have a school bus that picks you up to take you back, just not to pick you up. That's weird, but whatever, okay. So at the end, we go over there to the pickup spot, and apparently there are two lines, which was strange. One very short line that was going to, I think it was picking up at a high school. Well, apparently those bigger buses, those school buses, were for those people that parked over by the high school. So there was like 5 people in that line to get on this really big bus. And there was nothing about it on the website or anything, so I don't even know how these people guessed that you should park there. But then the other long line is for all the people who actually read the website and actually followed the directions like, oh, off-site parking here. All those suckers, including myself, were all waiting in a really long line for the smallest bus ever. So that was interesting. But for the most part, it was nice because you're down by the beach and stuff, getting some sun on you, doing some walking. So it was relaxing. And that was, I think, on I don't know if that was on Sunday. I can't remember what I did on Monday. I feel like I slept. I do tend to sleep in. Or I might have played a board.
Zelda.
No. Oh, no. I might have finished Zelda. I was going to say I played a board game with Carrie, but she always beats me anyway, so. Yeah. It's funny because even if I just teach her a game, she still beats me. She barely knows how the game works, but yet somehow wins. But doesn't always notice that she did win.
But you like it that way.
It'd be nice to... Oh, no, I won once. I'm basically the Will Wheaton of my own tabletop. If you haven't seen Tabletop, it's a show that's where they play usually a board game with like 4 people. Will Wheaton hosts it. But he also tends to lose all the time. Like, he gets the worst dice rolls ever. He's like, I just gotta roll 1-6 with these 20 dice. Nothing. And I think the guests he has on the show, because it's always different guests at the table, I think they think that he wins a lot because it's his show. So they sometimes shoot for him. Like, who's going to get this bad card? It's going to be Will. But if you never watch the show, you don't know that he pretty much spends most of his time on the loser's couch. Because they've got a loser's couch. And they got like a winner's area. So he spends his time there a lot. A lot. And so I've watched all the episodes, but then I'm like, am I the Will Wheaton of my own tabletop?
It seems that way.
Yes, I am. The dice will not roll my way.
But you got the dice, and you got the towers, and you got all the stuff.
I bought all the stuffs. I just can't win
you
with
got a
any of the
table.
stuff. Ugh. I only beat her once. By 1 point. It was close. What is the one victory I have against her?
It's kind of like the mint game.
You won that one.
I know. I had tons of mints.
I teach the games, but I don't win the games, even though I understand the rules the best. That's not going to sell. That's
like,
not going to be victorious.
What do I do with this hand full of mints? I got like 20 minutes.
Buy
here.
everything, apparently. But yeah, so more board games. Play more games. Definitely worth watching. Actually, I didn't watch that show before, but
you can have your own Twitch for that.
Well, the thing that I like about Tabletop that works well is it's edited, so it's not you're not watching the whole game. It's actually like
this is boring.
Exactly. So they speed up through some of the parts and like cut down.
Boring.
But if you had to watch it, unless you're playing it, or unless the people are really funny, then it's kind of like boring. But yeah, if you haven't seen that one, it's definitely worth watching. Especially, I think maybe the Tokaido episode and the Lords of Waterdeep, possibly. Those are the ones where he gets really frustrated because they're kind of messing with him. Actually, the ones where they mess with him, it's always
the best.
It's always good. It's actually really funny. But actually, I think I did finish Breath of the Wild sometime between now and the last podcast, which I blame you for making me play.
That's amazing.
I hate that game.
You love that game.
I hate that game.
You love the game.
It's exactly what you said, I think, when you told me about it, where you just lose time. I was like, well,
Like, you don't know.
I'll just play this.
Talking
I'll just get
about.
to this one shrine, and I'll just finish it, and then I'll be done. Like, oh well, what's over here now? I better check this out. 6 hours later.
But I was only checking this out,
What happened?
and I saw something.
Oh, what's that over there? I think I can get to that tower. And is that the sun coming up? Like the real sun? No, that did happen. True story. I stayed up all night playing.
I've done that with Ocarina of Time.
It's awful.
Awful
well,
entertaining.
I'm already here now. Might as well finish what I was doing then. I was scared to play it. I did my best to I want to play it, but I know it's gonna happen. I got stuff to do.
That's adulting right there. It's like, this is interrupting my fun time, but I have responsibilities.
I had things I meant to do. I had plans. Nope, those are all gone the moment I started up. It was just,
wishful thinking.
but I still wanted to at least finish the game, not complete it, because I'm not that much of a masochist.
I don't know about that.
I actually watched another show I watched on YouTube, The Completionist. I watched his show that he did on it, and he'll usually rate it from donate it to look at it to play it to complete it, because he completes the entire games that he plays. It's his shtick for his show.
Your shtick.
And even he was like, "Don't do it. Do not try to complete this game." Because beyond
Did he complete it?
every Deku seed, every shrine, every piece of armor upgraded to the max,
Wow.
everything. And even he needed help trying to find everything, because the Deku suits are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's 600 of them or something like that.
And they get more expensive every time you use them.
And even that, he's had to find them for completionist purposes, because that's what he does. He completes games, and he was like, "Don't do it. Don't complete the game." He'll sometimes it's complete it because there'll be something extra, because you don't even get anything that great for doing everything apparently. So I'm glad I watched it. At that point
Now I know.
he didn't show the ending, so I still had something to look forward to. But I streamlined my playing. I was like, okay, I need food, but I only need one type of food. So I figured out what I needed to get. Pro tip, durian. Durian fruit. That's the key to victory.
Victory.
And there's one tower where it's just you just jump off the tower onto this ledge, and there's every day in game there's about 10 to 15 of them in various trees right there, and you just take one of those, put it in the pot, and then when you eat it, it fills up your health and gives you 4 extra hearts that you don't have. And it only takes one, so of the 15 you can just cook all of them, and it came in very handy for not even the final fight. Actually, the fight with Ganon, actually I had more trouble with the mid boss that was before him. When I got to Ganon, it wasn't easy, but I was when I was fighting that other thing before him, the horse thing, not the horse thing, the centaur thing. I was basically, every time I got hit, I need to eat that fruit, because I just knock out all, because I was on the second row of hearts. I had gotten enough temples to get the whole top row and 2 hearts in the bottom row, because I had enough stamina to get anywhere. So, that's another thing. You only need about 2 circles of stamina for the most part, and then you can just spend the rest on hearts. Another tip: you don't need anything beyond that, especially if you get the climbing set. Yeah, you don't really need anything beyond 2 of the stamina wheels. You should be able to climb most places. But yeah, the hearts definitely came in handy, and that's the only fruit you need to cook, really. And you can get it over and over again, so you could kind of skip all the other ones. I found the most direct route, because I'm I gotta stop playing this at some time. It's taking too long. It's taking too much of my life. But I'm done with it. I refuse to look at it again. But now I'm like, what am I going to play now? I didn't buy Mario Kart.
Zelda.
Ugh,
It's calling you.
I'm donezo with that. Did you finish it?
Nope. I'm still where I'm at. Whenever the last time we talked about it was.
Yeah. Oh, right, because you have no time.
Yeah.
Right. Mar?
Such anger.
Can't get any of my Zelda in. Did you know you can get Epona in it in the game?
Yeah.
But it's an amiibo thing.
Yeah.
It's a discontinued amiibo thing.
Yeah.
That's messed up. You probably... Wait, no, you didn't
I think that
collect
goes
amiibo.
back to our Damn It Nintendo podcast.
Yeah. It's another
Something
one to
else
add
you're
to the
doing
pile.
wrong.
Like, really? You're going to add stuff for a discontinued amiibo? Thanks. You might... Did you collect amiibos?
No, I was collecting... Well, only the ones like that were really cool if I was aware of them. And the ones that were on sale or clearance are like, wow, this is cheap. Okay.
So you didn't get into it deep. Not like
No,
not like
but-
Pops. Not
No,
that
that's
deep.
not me. But the amiibos that also not me that were collected were all the Animal Crossing ones.
Right.
So, yeah.
Although the Animal Crossing ones, I thought they were going to be limited time. Now, if I ever go to Target, they're the only thing I ever see there. Like, on all the pegs, it's just Animal Crossing stuff. Actually, even not best everywhere. Like, it's like they overestimated by 1 billion for them. Which is kind of makes sense because the last Animal Crossing game was the 3DS one, right? Yeah.
The one before that? New Leaf, right?
That's the most recent one. And that was a couple years before even the Amiibos came out. Like, I know you guys were playing it.
Yeah.
Claudia was playing it. Carrie played it really hardcore for a while. Like, super
So
hardcore.
she completed everything, right? She got all the furnitures and all that stuff. All the plants in her town that are growing.
She got really deep into it. Like, was on forums, on trading forums, like set up trading times for other pieces of furniture. Like, was filling out the Japanese catalog of furniture in Animal Crossing. Like, she's like, oh, this post-it note here keeps track of when I have to go on to trade with somebody in Japan or somewhere else. Like, this is the time they set up for trading. And when she gets obsessed with something, she gets really into it.
So that's a good thing.
But she didn't make it. But she eventually burned out because there's just too many things to get in that game. And I think they were still coming out with it.
So
Stuff.
the same rule applies. Don't try to complete it.
Yeah.
Don't do
Like,
it.
it's not going to be done in the game. Like, she was, like I said, setting up trading times with strangers in game. Just like, okay, we're going to meet up here. We're going to trade these things. This is stuff you can't even get in the game. And she was already, like, that far in. And I'm like, okay. Actually, I wonder if I... No, he won't complete it, though. It's like, put it into the completionist. He'll try it. But you can't even do it in-game, so probably not. Plus, technically, if you were going to do as much as you could in-game, it'd take you at least a year to do it. Because there's seasonal, holiday-only items. So, unless you cheat and move the time, you're not going to be able to get everything. I never got into that one, though. I missed the train. Although I did play a lot of The Sims. Way back in the day. That was another one where time would just go away. And the sun would come up and be like, not again.
But not for Memorial Day. That one was just Zelda, right?
For Zelda?
Over the weekend. You're like, I'm playing this. I got plans to go somewhere. And you wake up and like, sun's up. I didn't sleep yet.
Well, that would lead to me sleeping on a Saturday till 4 p.m. So I usually miss most of the day. I had a few Saturdays like that
So
recently.
it was a productive weekend. You had fun. You were able to relax.
Well, the kicker is
Forget about the world.
I'll sleep all day because I'm dumb and I stayed up all night. And I'll wake up around 3 or 4. And then by that time, Carrie's been awake for a while. And then she'll be tired. So then she'll want to take a nap after I just got out of bed. So then now I'm awake and she's sleeping.
And you're like, how do I pass the time? Maybe I'll put on some Zelda.
Yep, and then it's nighttime, then it's time to go to sleep again.
Like we
Repeat cycle.
We didn't have dinner yet. We can't sleep yet.
Then we have dinner at 9 o'clock. Because that's what we do, barely. We eat very late at night. I'd say we eat usually when it gets dark. But it's longer days now, so it's really confusing. It's like it's still light out, but it's like 8 o'clock. But are the days getting longer now?
Yes, they are.
Until, like, when? Like,
So 8 o'clock, there's still enough light where you can drive without headlights.
so
Or it's
weird.
getting to that point.
But it's only going to get lighter to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a... I don't know when it is.
Yeah,
so.
you definitely by 9 o'clock.
Or, I mean, during the month. Like, eventually, it'll reach its peak and then start... There's a daylight savings when that changes? Or how does that work? Like, when will it start getting darker at a regular time? Because right now I have trouble keeping the concept of time. Like, I'm like, it's sun's still out. It's not that late. And, like, it's
right
already
now,
like 8.
Yeah, I think right now about 8 o'clock.
It's really weird. I'm like, it's really late now. Places will be closing soon.
So you start everything after the sun goes down.
I think I gain more power when the sun goes down. It seems like it. Wow, that's a weirdly deep cut. Did you have that, or did you just look up something with Knights?
No.
You had
I
Baywatch Knights in your back pocket?
Yep.
Wow.
After the sun goes down.
Wow. I even know. That's a weird cut.
It has this Knight Rider-ish feeling to it.
Which is apt. It feels like
After the sun goes down.
he did Baywatch, or obviously did Knight Rider, then he did Baywatch. He's like, you know, I used to do this show. Maybe we should do something like that again. They convinced me to do Baywatch Nights.
But more like Miami Vice.
It's weird. Wait, so is Baywatch Nights, they don't look like they're lifeguards. Are they like lifeguards by day, detectives by night or something? Now I'm just curious what the storyline is with that.
You should just watch it all.
Don't really want to. I
There's
just
more
wanna
than one
know.
season.
Huh?
There's more than one season.
Oh. It's so perplexing. Maybe I don't want to know because maybe I'll get hooked.
Or was it? No, wait. Season 1, version 1, season 1, version 2. See, but he's still wearing a lifeguard thing right
There
there.
couldn't oh, there's season 2. You're right. Sorry. I was like, there couldn't possibly be a season 2.
See? Lifeguard. And then the sun goes down, and then his shirt goes back on.
Wait, so then was my joke correct? Possible lifeguard by day, detective by night sort of dealy or something?
Maybe. But he has a gun.
Only because lifeguards aren't allowed to carry guns.
But he still swims. So they're by the beach.
Well, he said they were in Los Angeles. Well, at least the song said that. But who believes the song anyways?
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Oh my goodness. Can't believe that. I can't believe that's the thing, because Baywatch got more than one season. Oh my goodness.
After the sun goes down. That's
Well,
almost it's
no.
almost as bad as this one. You remember.
I don't remember. This is on UPN. I don't know why I kind of think that's correct. But it feels right. While it
Hulkster
feels
brother.
wrong.
Terry Hulk Hogan in Thunder in Paradise.
It's a boat.
You better believe it, brother.
It's a boat. I feel like this was actually a movie. And then they made a TV show out of it. Because the movie is so good.
See, the boat transforms.
That's an awesome CG. So it turns into a
A stuffed
boat.
boat.
A boat with a roof.
Yeah, you can't. It's bulletproof and stuff.
Oh no, they're after us. Time to head inland. They've nullified our powers.
We'll never catch them. Oh, look over to the side. It's a creek. It's a canal.
What luck! Otherwise, we'd never catch them.
Simpsons did it. Night boat.
Wow. Those guys really earn their money. I wonder how high they were when they did create that.
Ultimate Baywatch. I'm not going to play that. Falling down that rabbit hole a little too far already.
I can't get out.
So it sounds like you had a fun and productive weekend. Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. I got to relax. What did I do Monday? Did I do anything? No. I feel like I just slept in. But then again, I like doing that. Although it is a waste of a day when I sleep through the entire day. So that's problematic. How'd you fare?
Well enough, I guess.
You guess? Meh.
I didn't have a full 3-day weekend because of work.
Oh,
But I did have 2 days off after I got off work.
there you go.
So I had a weekend. Technically. Sort of.
Technically, it is true that
So we actually did an impromptu trip to the whale's vagina. I mean, San Diego. San Diego. Saint Diego?
Saint Diego.
No.
No, I don't think that's right.
Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Anchorman, it's great.
I always call it San Diego. now.
Sanya.
You bastard. It's all your fault.
You're welcome.
You're what? What? No. Yeah, so we got the hotel that we like, and we went to the places that we kind of usually go to. And the thing is, like, usually we've been trying to mix it up a little bit, because it's like, okay, well, we go down there, we stay at the same place, we eat at the same places. I was like, it's kind of getting a little bit predictable. So we tried, the time before we went from San Diego, like the Old Town area, like Mission Bay, SeaWorld, Old Town, around there where there's a lot of stuff to do. And then you can even go to the Gaslamp District and Seashore Village. Yeah. And that's only like 15-minute drive away from everything else. So it's like, okay, that's not too bad. We decided, since we're so close to Tacos El Gordo, we'll drive to Chula Vista. So we get there and it's like, I hope we're not going the wrong way, because on the freeway it says like however many more miles to the border, like 5 more miles or something. Like, and I guess you can go through no problem, but coming back there's like, where's your passport?
Really?
I guess.
I think you'd be okay.
I'm not from here. Where were you born? In a hospital. Step out of the car. Yeah. So we get to the place and we've heard all about it. Just, I think it was overhyped from that time, because we went, it was good, but I don't think we had to drive that far for tacos like that to be that good, I guess. Because there's that place that we were talking about earlier that's kind of by, in your area. What was it? Carson, Gardena-ish area on Figueroa?
I think it's, yeah, it's definitely on the border.
And I just forgot the name again.
Well, what about the place?
Antehito, I think. Something like that. Anyway, so those tacos are even cheaper, and they have so much more flavor, so equivalent or more. So $1 a taco and you get tons of stuff. And it's like, well, we really didn't need to drive all the way down to San Diego for that. So we did it the one time and it was cool. The heck? Dang it, Windows 10.
Tacos. Wait, no, is this one? Actually, I have this.
Which one? The one by in your area or the one in Chula Vista?
The one by me.
Oh.
I think it's tacos and mariscos.
Antehito.
Yes, Antehito. I really did not
that's
remember
right.
the name of that place. I was like, that does not sound familiar, but it's in the right location. But there, it's on point. Like it's
Yeah, their stuff is good.
It's good. It's cheap. It's $1.
Totally authentic. And then this goes back to our scale of not authentic being like the El Torito of Mexican food versus authentic Mexican food.
Yes.
And I'm totally using that. I'm stealing it and using it, claiming it.
Copyrighted.
And that is on the spectrum of authentic, like good, authentic food that you get a lot of stuff and cheap.
The only thing about that, the parking can be a pain.
Parking
It's
sucks
really
there.
it's pretty popular, and when it's really packed, you're just like, it's not a terrible neighborhood. Like if you were to park on the side streets, but I wouldn't want to leave my car there.
Especially when it gets dark.
No, I don't want to go around there. Like, I don't know.
But the food's so good.
But it is really
But
good.
it's kind of scary.
And the parking, like I said, sucks because they have like this weird stack deal thing because it's popular, but no one really thought about the
Yeah,
parking situation.
The cars can kind of pull forward against that bush wall on the one side.
Yeah.
but then you can never make the turn, so you always have to do like a 20-point turn to try to wiggle your way out.
It's really tight on that little lane right there, and you can't just pull forward into it. Yeah, you have to like get an angle on it, then like, yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass to park, but it's really good. The tacos are good, and what was the other thing called? The cream and the with the strawberry.
Bianicos?
Maybe I can't remember what it was called. But Carrie, we bought 2 of them to try out, and I think I got like, I don't know, 15 tacos for me. I got a lot of tacos, but then we ended up getting that dessert actually, which I can't remember how to call it, but
This one, right?
is that the name of the
Well, that fruit dessert thing.
Oh, is there a picture of it?
So it's like
Uh,
okay, I think they do cakes there too, like this,
no.
or like this. No, that's just a fruit cup.
No, it's not on this one. I mean, it really looked like a it just had like the strawberries and a cream.
Like this.
Yes, closer to something like that.
And no one can see what we're pointing at.
Yes, the thing that he's pointing at is the thing that it is.
Kind of like a condensed milk,
Yeah,
sort of like cream poured over fruit. In this case, strawberries.
yeah, we got those strawberries, and she really liked it, and then started eating mine.
Like this. So, oh, that's what it means. Mexican fruit salad.
That must be it. Except it was a nice big cup and looked really good.
Like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Good stuff.
refreshing.
Exciting.
But yeah, it was all good. Actually, no, I think it was. Ah,
And
here it
cheap.
is. Yeah, let's see if they.
Such a good deal. So yeah. Just to go for the experience, cool. I wouldn't say order everything. Well, order multiples. Saying like, oh, I want 4 carne asada, 4 al pastor, 4.
I think the Alpha store was really good.
Yeah, I mean their food there was good, but it was kind of pricey, and I think it's just the attention that I got too, because the tacos are more than $1 each. We ordered quite a bit.
Oh wait, which place are we talking about?
Tacos El Gordo.
Right, sorry, I got confused.
But compared to this other place, El Antojito, that was... I felt that was a lot better. Like totally,
Totally
way
worth
more
your
bang for
money.
buck. Yeah. Well, $1,
This is
one
worth
taco,
my
it's like-
dollar. Okay, I've got 20 here. 20 tacos. When next time you're down our way,
'Cause-
then you can come by and we'll get way too many tacos.
Yeah, we just had tacos earlier tonight, and they're way smaller than what they have over there. And over there, they cover it in all kinds of sauce, and then even like the pickled carrots and jalapenos and stuff. So you just pick up the whole thing and eat it. You don't even need to add any tapatio or cholula.
I'll just talk about that place. I haven't been for a while, but
You're like, I want to go back now.
I think I have to make a run tomorrow.
Run for the border.
I'm tired. I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow. I'm gonna have to make it sometime. But yeah. But you are all the way down there. Well, because usually your usual place down in San Diego.
It's in the Old Town area
It's
because
the
they
Old
have
Town one.
Yeah, they have a lot of good foods. Like the chile rellenos are made really well at the Tequila Factory Cafe. Old Town Tequila Factory.
Where you go
That's
to
what it's called, yeah.
where you go to shoot tequila. Oh, top shelf tequila.
Top shelf. No, but their stuff is good. Some of the other stuff is yeah, they have a section on the menu says like Americanos or something like that. And it's like, oh, like hamburgers, French fries.
It would have the hamburguesa.
It doesn't even say that. It says hamburgers. I like a hamburger. con queso.
You want
Poor
cheese
favor.
with that? Well, you gotta give everybody get something.
Welcome to Yak in the Box. Want a Jumbo Yak? Con queso? What? You want it with cheese?
Oh, glad you knew which joke I was talking about.
George Lopez.
Yes. Always, every time I go to Jack's Box, it always runs through my mind. I feel like I want to order a jumbo jack, a yumbo yak, a yumbo yak.
See, Jumbo Yak con queso.
Everybody gets something.
Spray? What? You want a spray?
I might be hungry again. All this food talk. And I ate way too much tonight, too.
4 tacos and a nacho box.
Nacho box and 4 tacos.
Al pastor.
That was,
Not even carne asada nachos. The better ones.
it's good.
Si, senor.
And I still want to get some more Mexican food.
Looks like someone's gonna make a stop to the taco truck.
Oh,
Right by your
goodness.
place.
But yeah, there's but you did some eating, but you also went to
Well, before that we went to Okay, let me back up to the time before. So the last time we went a few months ago, pretty sure it was this year. Fairly sure it was this year. So we went down there and we're thinking, okay, what should we eat first? And it's like, oh, what's on the way? And it's like, is there any Peruvian food here? Just kind of asking for shits and giggles, pretty much. Just out of curiosity. It's like, oh, maybe they have something and maybe it's good and maybe it's close by. So as we're driving, we pull it up on Yelp and it's like, oh, I found a place and it's really close to where we are right now. And it has good ratings on it. It's like, okay, where do I get off? Right here! Exit in quarter mile. It's like, shit! Turn.
Coming across.
I safely made it off the freeway.
4 lanes, no problem.
No, I was already in slow lane. So, yay! Because I slowed down, so it's like, where are we going again? Am I gonna get off soon? So we go to this place. It was called Nazca Grill. We try to go there again this time, and I guess they closed like a month or 2 ago. I'm like, seriously? We just found a place that we could stop by on the way down there. That was actually pretty good, and they shut down.
And it's gone.
It's like,
And it's gone. But, however,
we found another Peruvian place that happened to kind of be along that same street, but going in the opposite direction. So I guess you get off on the freeway on one and you turn left. Another one you go on the you get off on that same exit or maybe another exit down and you turn right towards the beach. And parking's a pain in the ass there. Because it's all like, okay, beach parking here. Some of the streets are one-ways. You can only park here for a certain number of hours. If you want to park in the public lot, this one will charge $5. That one will charge $10. This one will charge $20. And it's like, well, this one on the weekdays, it's a business. On the weekends, when they're closed, it's public parking. But we're going to charge you $15 to park here.
There we go.
It's like, we can park at the McDonald's. It's like, I'm sure somebody's watching. And there's like a tow truck waiting in the parking lot. Like, yeah. So we liked that, and we found a parking spot on the street.
Ooh.
Like half a block away from that restaurant. So park, walk over, chat it up with the guy. The restaurant is actually Peruvian and Brazilian food. So you have the front menu, flip it over, and all of a sudden it's Brazilian menu.
Oh.
It's like, ooh, you got the Peruvian soda and the Brazilian soda. It's like, cool. So we end up eating there and order food and it had pretty good flavor too. So Claudia's parents, Peruvian, obviously. So the owner also, you're Peruvian? I'm Peruvian too.
Yay.
Hey. He hung around our table and talked most of the time. And then other people came in like, oh, hold on. Hey, you want to eat here? Here's the menu. All right, now back to what we were talking about.
That's anyway.
So, yeah, we learned a lot about him. He lived in Japan for 10 years and had a Peruvian restaurant over there. Then he didn't shut it down. He sold it to someone else, and then he moved over here and then opened up a Peruvian Brazilian restaurant. And he's been running that since. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he just starts talking about everything, like what life is like in San Diego and Peru, and then just kind of reminiscing. I was like, wow, so much stuff that he's going over.
I was born to a humble family.
And as he's saying this, like, the parents are all distracted. They already ate, so they weren't really that hungry, but we ordered food for ourselves. So we had, like, Dining Verde and lomo saltado and ceviche and anticuchos and just all the stuff.
Whole gamut.
Yeah. And it was all good. It's like, ooh, that's good. It's like, oh, that's good too. Oh, that's good. Like, I think we have a new place to come.
No.
Except parking's a pain.
Oh. Oh,
Right.
no.
And I think part of it was probably because it was the holidays too. But now we know where to go for next time. Or what to look for and not just say, oh, public parking, I guess we'll pay $10 to eat here. To walk across the street and eat at the place when just right next to it is free street parking. So, yeah. And then so we have all the food, it's all good. The guy's like, no. He's pointing at me. It's like, yeah, I've seen him before. He's been here before and he's eaten here. And I'm like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just barely found this place. You're a liar. It's like, no, you look familiar. It's like, so what? We all look alike now?
He's met your doppel. He's met your doppel.
I ran into my doppel too.
You didn't touch your doppel because then you'll just both just disappear in a puff of logic.
Yeah. So he's talking to the parents and it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool here. The beach is just a few blocks down that way. It's really close, like 10-15 minute walk.
A few lux.
It took like 20-25 minutes for us to walk down there because they walk at a slower pace too. And
on top of that,
yes.
on top of his line.
And we found this place that they built out a pier where everyone can fish from, but then on that pier, before you get way far out into the fishing section, they have hotels on the pier. So you can get a room or like kind of... It's more than a shanty.
It's more than a shanty. What can I say about it? It's more than a shanty.
But it kind of feels like a shanty. But it's expensive.
Oh.
It had a flat... Oh yeah, I just put that away when you came. It had all the pricing on there too. And like, kind of expensive. But you can just be open the back door, throw your fishing rod out, and fish for free because you're on a pier, so it's no licenses required.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, any pier is free fishing
Well,
for the most part.
is that why they're always fishing there? Because they can?
You don't need to pay like a saltwater fishing license or anything like that. It's just like whatever you catch, as long as it's within legal limits. Like if you catch a bass, it has to be a certain size. If they catch you. And that's the thing. So it's like, caught a fish, throw in the cooler, take it back to the car.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people just there.
But mostly you're going to catch like mackerel and perch, maybe. Yeah,
Not
mostly
top of the line.
Yeah,
and
just
stuff. Not the best of the best.
And mackerel's like super oily. So I remember we went fishing, caught a bunch, and we just ended up giving it away. I think my mom kept a few of the bigger ones to try to cook. And when they ate the fish, they're like, yeah. It's like, it's just too dense and oily, and it's just not something they were used to. But other people are like, oh, give it all to me. I can make something. I don't know. I don't eat fish. So I don't.
I'll fish them, but I don't know about eating them. Depends what it is, though, right?
I'll eat sashimi, like tuna, and which we actually did try at Higo Sushi. The Peruvian Japanese fusion sushi one in La Habra. And we had the tuna belly, so like the good cut of sashimi. Expensive, but I think that was the first time I ever had it. And I was like, oh, it's like eating a stick of fish butter. It's so tender and soft, and it kind of melts in your mouth. It's like tuna tartare. But you can put wasabi and soy sauce on it.
If you can, you will.
But not so much to overpower it, because you want to taste the fish too. It's like, ooh, it's good. I paid so much for these 6 little pieces. I can enjoy them. Because that's the way sushi works.
That's true.
Yeah, so the pier, we were there, took some pictures, and then they were tired. It's like, when are we going to go back to the room? Like, back? We haven't checked in yet. Okay, when are we checking in?
We're going to go back for the first time.
It's like, we'll go right now. So we're trying to walk back, and they're
Because you had to walk back
even
to your
slower
car.
now because they're more tired.
Oh, right.
And our car now, it's like a super long walk, because now we know exactly how far it is and just how far away the car is. And we're like, finally get back in the car, drive to the hotel, check in. And it's like, it's so humid in here. It's like, someone turn off the AC, crank the AC all the way down. Like, that feels good. The bed looks comfortable, plop down. And I think everyone kind of took a nap.
Because this would be around, what, 5? 4?
5. Yeah, and then the restaurant that we wanted to go to closes at 10. So I think we finally left around 8:30. Got there at 8:45 or so. Got into the restaurant. It was packed. And then it started to empty out because it was so late. We get in, order our stuff, and then the guy's like, sorry, I'm so slow, but it was really busy because holiday. And then we all got the foods and chow down. No leftovers. It was all gone.
Well, you did do a lot of walking. And you took a nap, so it's all leaning towards food.
Yeah, usually I would get the tostada salad because that's pretty hearty and kind of healthier. Well, if I get that, it comes with all this meat on top of it. And then I always say, can I get extra sauce? Like 2 or 3 extra sauce?
Is that the hot sauce type thing?
No,
Or is
the dressing.
Oh, the dressing. Okay.
And the dressing's definitely not healthy. And I'm not just like covering it
Can
up.
I get this just in a large cup, please?
It's like, is that a cream salad that you have there?
the
like,
salad is dying.
I might have used a little too much dressing. Just a skosh.
Cut back. You got a tiny spoon?
But we were ordering all this other extra stuff this time, so I'm like, I think I'll switch and maybe get a little something smaller. So I'm like, Baja fish tacos, which there's a place down the street over here which does it really well. So we don't need to go that far. It wasn't that bad over there, but not as good as it could have been. But it still gave me room to eat at the other thing. But the thing is, the Baja fish tacos they had there were huge at the same time. It's like, it's only 2 tacos, so that means I can eat the rest of this stuff. I barely finished. I'm like, why
did I do it?
And then the other dinner that we had the next day.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to say you had another dinner
Right
after that.
Yeah, we went to Old Town and then went to the Mexican cafe that's open 24 hours, but the food's not that good.
We're open. We're the only choice in town.
True.
You're like, ugh, fine.
And we've been there at like 2 a.m. and the servers there, they're like, what do you want? Like, food? A menu? Can you bring us some waters? Or Coke or something? Fine. I was like, why are you here? Why are you even open then?
You can't be that busy either.
They weren't that busy, but it took forever to get our food. And the food was just mediocre at best. And like,
Maybe.
Old Town Mexican Cafe since 19 whatever. And like, yeah. Probably because you're the only thing that's open when people come out of the bars drunk and they're like, I want a taco and taquitos.
Does it have pictures? If it has pictures, then all you have to do is point at it.
No pictures. Well, some pictures, but mostly text on like the really old kind of bad old school looking menus. Where it's like, oh, this is special. It has a chili pepper next to it.
That's how you can tell.
That doesn't mean it's spicy. It just means it's a chef's special because their logo is a chili pepper.
Oh.
And then I think they had a star for spicy.
How confused. I guess it fits the brand, but it is a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so that place, it's like, we saw it and like,
We can, but should we?
And I think you've been there before and you've had a similar experience.
I did go, well, because when I remember we went because I was trying to figure out the place you were talking about, which I believe is the tequila place, but we ended up at a different place because there's kind of a few Mexican restaurants down there. There's a lot. So we ended up at one, and it was okay.
That one.
So it might have been the same one.
Yeah.
At least, although when we went there, it was pretty busy because it was popular. I think it was known as a known entity, but that's why a lot of people were there. It's like, oh, that's the place we need to go. Not they've got great food thing. Just like, oh, they've got food and it's old, so it must be good.
It's an old town. It must be the classic authentic. But it was closer to the El Torito scale. End of the scale.
Yeah, you don't want to head towards the El Torito side of the scale. You never want to be over there.
I don't think we're sponsored by El Torito, right?
Not yet.
Ever.
And we might be just killing our prospects at the moment.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I think I saw you checking on Swarm. So I'm pretty sure that was the same place.
Oh, right. That's like Swarm.
Because that time you went,
Yeah.
you did the ghost tour.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you did Ghost Tour.
Yeah, we did it after you did it because you said this is awesome. So the
Did you
next
do
time
that one we did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, this is actually really good. It's cool. And we were trying to plan to do that again, but they're like, no.
Yeah, that's pretty
can't.
short notice. So, and it's a holiday.
Yeah, and
So-
they were all sold out already.
Yeah,
And then they had the other tour, which was totally open because that one sucks.
that's what I had read.
And I think that's what everyone else read too.
We got space. No, thank you.
How much?
And you haggle your way down.
Yeah. It's like they didn't pay for everything. Give them the short tour.
Short tour.
So
I kind of want to do that again because that was kind of fun.
yeah.
I think we were going to go down to San Diego for our anniversary now this month. Actually, to go down to the fair.
Del Mar.
Yeah, but we couldn't find. It's really expensive, actually. Like just places to stay. I'm like, because we kind of short noticed it too. So we're like, I don't know if I want to spend all that money because you're going to be there for like a day or two. And so I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think
it's
so.
only like a little bit over an hour and a half from here with no traffic
Oh, down
to
there?
get from here to San Diego. It's like,
Well, last time when we stayed for, I think another anniversary, we stayed at the Cosmopolitan in Old Town.
Oh, that's what I was getting at too. So that was the second dinner. We ate at the Cosmopolitan.
Oh, you ate at the Cosmopolitan?
Because you said you ate there too, and I couldn't remember exactly what you said, what you ordered last time, and how it was.
I think it was for breakfast because we came
okay.
downstairs and we were.
And we were trying to figure out which one's room 11, the one that's haunted.
Oh, it's well, you can't see it from the outside.
Yeah.
It's like upstairs down it stands out as like, oh, it's the one at the end of that dark hallway, I think it was that one. I think I have a video of it too. No, it was the one we were staying.
Yeah.
But they give you the spiel.
But no one can stay there, right? It's only basically 10 rooms then?
Well, I mean, stay in that room.
Yeah.
I think you think you can stay in it.
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
I mean,
Like, stop turning on and off the lights. I'm trying to sleep.
son of a... Shut it! Trying to get some sleep. It was really... Actually, we stayed there because I think it was cheaper, too. Like, for some reason. Like, I was like, oh,
haunted.
yeah, maybe I got lucky. It's like, well, there's one room and it's really cheap. That's weird. Why is there one room that's really cheap? Oh, well. Cheap room.
Lights flicker on and off, then you put an eye mask on. And then it starts, like, flipping your eye mask.
So you put a second eye mask
Quit
on.
it.
It's like, ooh. Noise canceling. It's like, damn it. I got these chains and everything. Come on. But it was actually, I mean, when we stayed there, it was cool to stay there, but it was really old-timey. It definitely wasn't modernized. I don't think it had a TV or anything in there. But it was pretty cool to stay in. It was weirdly the cheapest option when we were there. Was that maybe 2 years ago now? 3? Wow, that's been a long time. Time to go back. Well, you know San Diego pretty well, though.
Yep.
You've been many a time.
Yeah, so we were at the Cosmopolitan, and we ate for dinner. So they had the special dinner that was Sunday and Monday only, which happened to be those 2 days that we were there.
Right?
And like they call it the couples special. So it doesn't matter if you're a couple or not.
Oh.
Just as long as you order 2. And like, okay, so you each get a glass of wine. You each get a dinner entree of your choice, except for the $28 steak. So they limited to like $20 was the most expensive. And they're like, yeah, this $28.95 steak, the only thing you can't pick. Anything else, that's fine. You want to get the $20 catch of the day option, or you want to get the $10 hamburger? You're like, what's the most expensive thing on here?
What can I get that's the most expensive?
And then I guess we found out you don't have to get the wine. You're like, can we get like a Coke instead? And like, oh sure, no one's forcing you to drink the wine. It's cheaper for us. Because wine's expensive. Coke is like Coke.
Yeah, that
Soda.
barely anything.
And so you get the 2 drinks, 2 entrees, and then you get 1 dessert that you share. So that's the only sharing thing that you do. And you can pick pretty much anything off the menu for a dessert. So they had churros and red velvet flan and some other stuff. I don't remember. We'll probably come across these pictures. So one of the things that was catch of the day was swordfish for that day. And then the other one was the herb-crusted pork chop, and that was good too. Like, I was surprised at the food being that good, and it had a really nice presentation.
If it looks edible, looks good.
And it was crunchy. It was crisp.
Crisp.
And then this is what I ordered, which was the Bandini's braised short rib. This Bandini's the guy who owned the Cosmopolitan
Oh.
back in the day, so it's named after him. It's tender.
Ooh.
And that sauce is very good. But the meat itself, just short rib by nature, when you get to the inside part of the short rib and eat the meat, it's pretty bland. So that's why you gotta kind of mop it up in that sauce,
I see. Pro tip.
which I used up a little too quick.
Because you start on the outside regardless of how you go for it, so.
And then Claudia got the other ribs, which you can't see there because it's hidden behind the coleslaw and the huge brick of cornbread. But that's like 8 or 10 ribs in there.
Wow.
And they're baby back, but they're pretty big too. And I think I ended up eating like half of it. In addition to what I ate.
I was going to say, and you had the other thing, so.
And then it's like, And there's dessert, which was fried ice cream, which is what they got. And then what we got was the seasonal berry cobbler. Seasonal, which means they don't have it all the time. A la mode. Ice
Cobbler.
cream. And it was good.
It's good.
Ooh. But it was hot. Like, I burned my tongue. It was like, ice cream.
I was just-
Ice cream. Put it on there. It's like, more cobbler. It's hot. Ice cream. Yeah, I wasn't all there. And by the time he came out, it was all dark, but had cool pictures. Old Town.
Old
So-
Town Market.
Yeah. Then we stopped by the Whaley house. Like, ooh.
You've been inside there, though, right?
spooky. Never been inside.
Oh, okay.
But
I
there's
thought
a-
you'd done the tour that went inside.
We were trying to, but we always miss it. Or like they're not running that day,
Oh,
or it's sold out for the day,
yeah.
or they don't have night ones, and we want to do the night one. We don't care about the day one.
Yeah. One of these days.
You can see the fireworks from SeaWorld over here.
Is that what that is?
It's just a fabulous stop sign, just showing off.
You showing off sign. I knew it.
So, what else? Oh yeah, all these pictures of Balboa Park, which was in between those two dinners.
Dinner 1, dinner 2.
And I was able to get some good pictures, and I didn't realize how big the park was. And it kind of reminded me, this gourd was awesome. I wanted to buy it, but I wasn't going to spend $80 for it.
No?
It doesn't come across in this here. Let me see. Oh, you have your headphones on.
Wait. Is that making that noise?
Yep, that's the gourd. So it's a pretty big hollowed out gourd, and then they put on this this kind of thick plastic, and they have a spring hanging from it, a long spring. So when you shake it, it vibrates the plastic membrane, and then it resonates in that gourd chamber. And in here, it doesn't have. I guess it doesn't pick up enough of the bass, but when you hear it in person, it actually sounds like a really low rolling thunder. Here, stop it.
Huh.
But it's like, that's cool, but it's not $80 cool.
It's like this cool, but not this cool.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of walking around. Oh, those pictures, those are the breakfast things that we got.
Because
So-
that's how you guys roll.
All this breakfast. French toast sticks, blueberry muffins, Activia yogurt, steak and eggs, sausage, tortillas. And then with all those ingredients, cut it up and I made myself a taco. Add salsa, cheese, extra meats and stuff in there. We were like, where'd you get that? Like, I made it.
One of a kind.
You
I'll
got
sell
all-
it to you.
You got all the ingredients there. Yeah, I'm on vacation. I don't want to make anything. He's like, wish I had a taco. Make it yourself.
It's all there.
It's all there. And I found this, and as we're walking back, we passed by a massage parlor. Can you read that?
Yes.
No fuck you, no fuck me, only massage. Because the place was called Happy Head.
Now that's on them.
But I think they did that more to sell this tank top.
Is that what that was? Sorry, I couldn't tell because there was a reflection.
Yeah.
So I thought it was on the door.
Now I was trying to get a picture because it's that weird one where it's not a flat front. It's actually the one where it goes in and then there's the door. So it has like this little square
Entranceway?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a foyer kind of.
Oh, okay.
So
I get
it
it
was
now.
reflecting off the door and everything else. And like, man.
And so I was really confused. Like, it's some kind of weird optical illusion of the picture. I was like, is that on a door? But then I didn't even notice the shirt until you said it. And then my eyes focused off of the door and then onto the shirt behind it. It's like,
Oh.
what do you see in this picture? I see a door. Now I see a shirt.
Oh, yeah. Boobs.
Because you have to make that one.
I do.
It's against the law not to.
I didn't have my camera ready in time for the next one. You're at a better angle when you're coming south or from the south going back up north on the freeway. Then they line up better, and at nighttime the tips glow red.
Because of course they have to. It's one of California's
Which is
goals.
funny because people actually liked it. Whoever that is.
Of course Mr. Shooters likes it.
It's Mrs. Hooters.
I get Mr. Shooters.
That's what I saw, and then I clicked on it like, oh.
Mrs. Hooters. That seems actually more right for that picture.
And that one's weird because I think that's just advertising. Laguna Beach House. Like, you like your pictures of boobs.
Boobs. I did a search for this, so this is what came up.
San Onofre. Oh, this is the Peruvian place.
Ah, that.
Papa La Huancaína, which is good. And then Ceviche de Pescado, also good. That was really good. Anticuchos, that was really good too. So good.
Mm.
And then the Tallarín Verde con bistec. Not apanado. So it's not breaded. But yeah, it's pretty good too. I wouldn't say it was the best I've had for that one. And then there's the lomo right there. And a lot of french fries. More fries than meat, but still a lot of flavor to it.
Okay.
There's more, same thing, like the sauce in the bottom of it that you can kind of see in the fries below. So that imparted a lot of flavor on everything else. So this place is called The Latin Chef, if you're curious.
Ah.
Oh. And then the ice cream. I've tried this before, the Lucuma ice cream, and I never really liked it. And then over here was really good. It's like, oh, what brand is this? I gotta go find that brand.
That specific one.
But otherwise, I really didn't care for it. Until now. And then this was the fish tacos I had.
Oh, the Baja.
Yeah. So they're pretty hefty.
Mm.
And then that was a combination plate with like 4 things.
That's what I'd usually
I told
get.
Claudia, I'm like, order these 2 for me too. He's like, make me look like the fatty. Well, I have 2 fish tacos.
Yes. Oh, I'm dieting.
I'm on a diet.
I'm dying.
I'm watching my figure. Yeah, so that was pretty much the trip. Is a lot of relaxing. What was cool though, I finally figured out the travel router. So I bought that little what was it called? Let me find it. but it's the one, like, if you plug in a Chromecast into the hotel TV and you try to connect or stream to it, it won't let you because you have to be on the same Wi-Fi. So say you do connect your Chromecast to the hotel Wi-Fi and then you connect your phone to the hotel Wi-Fi, you still can't talk to each other because they keep all the devices separated. So, it's a TP link. Travel router. There you go. Yeah, so it was this this little thing right here. No smile. Very small.
Wow.
And all it is just 2 ports. So you have this LAN port for the Ethernet cable and then the power port. That's it. So what it does, you plug in the hotel Ethernet into that jack back there and it'll
set up as a router so you can connect to it.
Yeah, set it up as a router so everything that's connected to the router can talk to each other. And then it'll share that one hotel internet connection.
Right.
And you can do that with wireless too. It takes some more steps. But with this one, if they have a cable, you just plug it in and you're done. And once that was up, Chromecast connected to the travel router, phone connected to the travel router, plug it all in, and it worked. And it's like, sweet. Netflix, Hulu, everything. Want to mirror your screen on the TV, and it worked perfectly.
Pro tip.
You got to set it up, but it does work really well. So you can, as long as you have that travel router and you make sure it's up and running before you leave for the hotel, get all the kinks worked out, then you're gold. You don't need to pay anything for like, pay-per-view movies, anything like whatever you have downloaded on your phone, or just cast it.
Cast it.
And you can do that with the Chromecast, you can do that with the Roku, you can do that with
Fire Stick.
Probably. I don't know. Amazon's pretty restrictive on a lot of their products, so possibly. But yeah, we ended up buying the Chromecast Ultra, which is the newest one that Google released that lets you do screen mirroring. On the regular Chromecast, I think it was like a beta and didn't really work too well.
Yeah, I never really used it that much, but yeah, there's an option for it.
Yeah, the first gen Chromecast. That's what we had. So that's why you bought the second Chromecast, and it's like, it works. Sweet.
Neat.
And then that's between that first dinner, we were just watching Netflix, the Gabriel Iglesias. It's like, I'm sorry for what I said when I was hungry. That special. And that's all we did.
Well, you found your own way. I think I have the other router one that was on the other page. Or just above this one.
Remember seeing that?
I did not quite...
Wait, you didn't set it up beforehand, right? You were trying to set it up in the room when you got there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw that too, because it has a built-in battery. That's why it's bigger.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's like a brick.
And I thought about getting that too. And I'm like...
Not a hot spot.
Like, it costs more. Where this one was... I think $20, $30. Yeah.
I think I got that other one because it was on sale. I think it was a slick deal. That's why I had bought it originally. So it was less.
Yeah, $27.99 for this. This is the one I had, the N300.
Yeah, the only reason I got mine was because it was a slick deal. And then it didn't quite work because I was trying to do it on the fly, so...
I almost bought that one. I'm like, at the time when I bought mine, it was $20. So I saw this and was like, this is twice as much. It's like, I think I'll just buy the cheaper one. And if it doesn't work, then it's not as much of a sting.
There you go.
So now I know it works. Sweet. And then this would be handy for like when you're traveling and you don't have a plug, but you could like connect it to your phone and share your phone hotspot. For whatever reason, I don't know why you just connect directly to your phone, but you get the idea.
Right.
So that was cool. So that basically was we walked around the beach. We ate, walked around the beach and the pier, back to the room, kind of napped and watched Netflix or had that running in the background. Caught dinner before they closed, went back to the room, slept again.
Yeah.
Woke up, had a huge breakfast that was free,
Right.
complimentary from the hotel.
Back to bed.
Late checkout. Well, yeah, I've been kind of back to bed.
There you go.
Like showered and packed up and got everything else ready. Late checkout. Balboa Park. Walked around. Fiesta Village. Lots of cool stores and stuff in there.
More than you had time to see, too. Like, just so much stuff.
Yeah, I think
so
we spent
big.
2 hours there.
So
and then
big.
we walked to the museums. The museum started closing around 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Like, And plus, if you wanted to do that, you had to pay. They started charging money for it now. So like, oh, you want an annual pass? 365 days of access to 17 museums. It's like, I think it was $125 or something like that.
Wow.
But they're like, you can come as much as you want. And that probably would have been the best thing. If you have student ID, it's like $100.
Which you have?
Yes.
You're saving money.
Saving money in the long run. And then after that, that's when we circled back to Old Town once the sun started to go down, hit the Cosmopolitan, had the dinner there, and then by that time it was really late when you finished because it was a nice long leisurely dinner. It wasn't that crowded. It's pretty empty. Came back, had to go to work. 12 hours. Then 15 hours.
Well,
Then
you got a
15
little,
hours.
little bit of relaxing right in the middle section there. A little bit of some good-ish food, from some El Torito to authentic somewhere in the middle.
No, it wasn't as bad as El Torito. It'd maybe just be the halfway point
Halfway?
and up.
Okay,
Yeah.
halfway to. Yeah, halfway to there.
Halfway there.
Almost to authentic. Well, not almost authentic. Halfway to authentic.
No, I would say that taco truck in your area, that one's like
pretty legit.
at the authentic
Yeah.
peg, the authentic end of the spectrum.
It keeps it real. Food and price.
And area.
And area. It's keeping it real. It's the streets. Yo.
Street tacos. Literally.
Lives up to its name.
It's the best ones.
Mm.
And which is funny because now we're slowly finding places that are closer, that are just as authentic or better, so you don't have to drive all the way out there. So now that gives us room to explore more too. It's like, oh, let's go here and try this, or let's go here and try that. We haven't had this before. Let's go
Ooh.
way out over here and try something else.
Very adventurous. When you get a chance to. You did seem to really utilize the time. You guys went to definitely sounded like you ate a lot. Maybe it's just because I'm just hearing it all at once. It just sounds like a lot.
You're hearing it all at once.
Because I'm like, it sounds like they had 3 meals back to back to back. And then breakfast.
No, it was definitely spread out. And there's a lot of sleeping on my part. It's like...
Right. Right. That's cool, though. I'm glad to hear you had a good time. Got some sleep.
I was very tired the whole weekend.
I
Like,
believe, yeah.
I would have just as easily spent the time sleeping all
Through the
day,
whole weekend.
through the whole weekend. But like, this kind of gives you a bit of a mental break too. So
Can use to keep the wheels spinning. Just give them a little
keep your sanity.
nice a little lubricant up there to keep them. They're not just grinding, trying to kill you.
Sometimes
Sometimes it feels like my brain's trying to kill me.
it's all the time.
by sometimes 24 hours.
Yeah, so that was my trip, and that pretty much concludes the Memorial Day recap.
Memorial Day, yeah. Adventure times and sleeping times. I'd say that's successful, actually. I guess that brings us...
That's right, goat.
Woo! You know what time it is? Goat o'clock. And means we're gonna go away.
I haven't heard the goat scream until you showed me that Taylor Swift video.
You're welcome. You are welcome for that, because that's the greatest piece ever.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing at that. That was so dumb. But anyways, sorry.
Did you want to add anything else to your food experiences? Like maybe you had something that, I don't know, boysenberry?
Right at the end. You're never safe. Never safe. Now I'm wondering if I did have something poison. I swear I felt like now I had something berry related. Darn it.
My muffins at breakfast are only blueberry. So no.
You don't just bring your boysenberry with you everywhere you go.
I should now, so we can keep using this.
There you go. Any reason to.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what our listeners like.
The end of the show.
The end of the show.
So how can they reach us?
They can reach us they can email us, which I didn't check the email, TACONightspodcast@gmail.com. I still mean to shorten that. Also on Twitter @TacoNights. On Instagram @TacoNightsPodcast. I think we linked to the Facebook as well. Facebook.com/TacoNightsPodcast. If you figure out how to put up pictures. I think Ben takes better pictures than I do. I apologize for the quality of my pictures. When I post them, they're not as good. I never get the right angles. The man knows angles. He knows lighting. So I apologize for my ineptitude, but when I do...
I'm just doing all close-ups.
When I do post...
It hides the flaws.
He knows what he's doing, so but you have to deal with me. So I apologize, you poor souls.
I just checked the emails. We're good.
They're good.
No emails.
No emails. It's because it's so long. I gotta shorten that down.
It's like email what taco na I give up.
It's beefy.
At gmail.com.
There you go.
Like that beefiness in the taco. That's what she said.
Exactly. Well, on that note, I have been your co-host, Keikoa.
And I...
I've had a stroke.
It's like, how do I play this goat sound?
You're trying to figure out a good timing, right? There's a lot of thought put into that one. Yeah?
Timing? Possibly. Ben.
Did it do it? It was... it's got the lead
it's
in.
not loud enough.
And
Too
it's...
long of a lead.
You
Let's
need
do it
to...
again. There we go.
There we go. We'll have this ironed out by the next podcast. We'll get him his soundboard. Every engineer needs a soundboard. You can clip this up. Oh, it's going to be fabulous. Of course, it's going to be like the zoo. You're welcome, Ben. I'm sorry, everyone else.
Let it go.
It is my fault.
It is all your fault.
It is. It's true. It's true.
But it's been a while.
It's been a while since I could.
It's true. You didn't get to use that. Although I did say that a few times, but I think you missed it. We have to go back to the footage.
Yes.
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 This is also the new song on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. It's the weird 7th song on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. He makes his own fun now.
Mixing it on the fly now.
You just get that guy a pair of turntables. He'll mix it for you. DJ B. Grandmaster B.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time.
We'll talk about it.
Just like I always do. And it's been a while, but all that shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. And everything I can't remember, it's fucked up as it all may seem. The consequences that I've rendered, I'm gonna fuck things up again, again. Why must I feel this way? Just make this go away.
Molto bene, Keiko!